sir. Yes, sir. What's going on? What's going on, people? What's going on? You already know what time it is, man. It's your boy DJ. And I'm here with my brother from another mother, TJ. What's going on, TJ, man? It's been a while. What's going on?
Man, what's going on, DJ, man? Thanks for having me. Always great to talk to you, man. It's always like old times, you know what I'm saying? Like when we was doing the NFC South versus the NFL, man. But thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Like I said, we're going to collab, especially now as playoffs is starting to come down.
Playoffs.
Oh, I got it for you right here, dog. I got you.
What's that? Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Hey, I'm just I'm just hoping we can win a game.
Oh man, that's the all-time soundbite right there, man. Shouts out to Jim Mara.
Oh yeah,
you know, man. But DJ, real talk. You know, Jim Mara, man. They still he does like a weekly interview on Saints games down here, man. So he's still talking Saints football. Yeah, man. So shouts out to Coach Mara, man. I've been trying to get him on the podcast, man. So hopefully I can do that one day.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, that would be cool, man.
That would be awesome.
Definitely one of the greats, man. Definitely would like to see it.
Yeah,
man. Hey, shout out to the chat, man. I see we got Buckle. I don't know how you do with that one, but what we got? Dat Nelson. Jerry, what's good, my guy? How you doing, man? Hey, Trey the big bro. It's probably some people for y'all, but yeah, man. Week 15.
Yeah.
We here. I mean, we going down the stretch. I mean, we got what? 4 weeks. We got to include this week.
Yeah.
And that's going to be it for the season. Then we go into playoffs. It's going to be a lot of I want to say it's going to be a lot of heartbreak in the NFC South when it comes to going to the playoffs, but we're all in the thick of it. Like the NFC, just NFL in general is very mediocre.
That's putting it light.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is, man. I mean, nobody wants to win. I mean, outside of which we'll get into who's the best in the NFC a little later, but yeah, man, like us, the Bucs, Saints. I know how y'all feel about everything going over there. We're gonna get a little bit of that too. And the Falcons sitting at all 6 and 7. We're all in the thick of things. I think the last seed now is 6 and 7.
Not all of us are at 6 and 7. Not all of us.
What you mean?
Carolina.
Oh yeah. I definitely forgot about them.
We all can't be as mediocre as others. You know? I'm sorry, Mike. That's up to Mike.
Shout out to Mike, man. Hey, Mike, get better, dog. He's sick. He ain't feeling good. You know, it probably got a little bit to do with the Panthers. I mean, man, that boy morale, I understand, but probably like many Panther fans, their morales are low right now, man. I mean,
hey, but DJ, I'm hoping that Mike sees this because the last time I was here, like he was sick the last time he had a cold, and gave one of them flu game promos. You know, talking about the Carolina. I mean, basically read them guys the riot act. So, Mike, if you out there, man, and you give us another Michael Jordan flu game performance, man, talk about these Carolina Panthers, we appreciate it.
I don't even know if he has the energy for it, man.
Yeah, I can't blame him, man.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But yeah, it's all right. So let's start there, right? So the Panthers, Panthers obviously fired Frank Wright. It's a mess. It's terrible down there. Since they're fired, like, do you think that's going to be a place that a coach would want to go? Like one of the ones that people are basically looking at as the top coaches that are out there. I would say like Monken, Ben Johnson, Slowlick. Just going off the top of my head right now. Even who's the offensive coordinator for Seattle? I can't even think of his name. I can't.
Oh, you got to throw Mike Kafka in there too. With the
even Evero. I mean, Evero. I mean, honestly, he's my favorite hire. The man coached on all three sides of the ball. Keeps players accountable. I mean, he has a hell of a defense, and he's part of the Shanahan and all that. Like, he's going to be connected with a lot of those offensive-minded people that he can bring in as kind of like a D'Amico Ryans down in Houston. So I like Evero a lot as a head coach. Who's one of your favorites going into, I guess, this coaching cycle that we're about to go on with Black Monday coming pretty close? I mean, a month away, I think.
I mean, my number one choice, he's not in the NFL. He's in college, and that's Jim Harbaugh. You know, if Jim Harbaugh can, leave Michigan, if somebody can entice him from the Saints organization, I would love that because of the circumstances that the Saints are in. You know, Jim Harbaugh has a history of being able to build teams, work with what you have. And I just think that based on the Saints salary cap and all the things they go through financially, you being financially tied to Derek Carr, you need somebody that's going to be able to facilitate that and kind of navigate through the waters until you get yourself where you need to be. So he would be my number one choice. My second choice is kind of some things got to happen in order for it to become true. And that would be Mike Tomlin. There's some whispers out there in Pittsburgh, about, will this be the year that the Rooney family decide to let Mike Tomlin go? And that would be a great hire. I mean, because what the Saints need, they need an alpha dog. They need a guy that's a leader of men, a guy with a reputation for being successful, where when he talks, people listen because he's been there and he's done that. So that would be the second one. The third one is, if I'm just looking at it from a brand new coaching perspective, somebody that's fresh and brand new, it would probably be Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator from the Detroit Lions. But I just feel like he's going to be a high commodity, and he'll probably want to go somewhere where they have a guy that's establishing himself as a quarterback, like the Chargers.
Yep.
Get rid of Staley, or somewhere where like the Chicago Bears, where they got a bunch of draft picks. You have a decision if you want to leave. Decide to move on from Justin Fields and get Caleb Williams. So there's so many different scenarios. So I feel like that would be a long shot. There's so many other teams that are more enticing than the Saints, but he would probably be part of my top three.
Jim Harbaugh, when you said that is exactly what the Saints need. I mean, Mike Tomlin, I think the Bucs would be, even though Bucs fans would hate another defensive-minded head coach, he's coming back home if he comes back to, that's where he started his career.
Right.
I think he will be. I think the masses will actually like him to come back here. I think he fits very well, like you said, with the Bucs. If there was a Todd Bowles move, which we're going to get into, which I might as well show that because we're about to start talking about that. But yeah, like that Mike Tomlin is definitely at the top of my list. Then Todd Monken. I think Todd Monken, offensive mind, coming back again to Tampa. He was offensive coordinator here under Dirk Cutter. So there's some familiarity with like Mike Evans. I think he had one of his best seasons with Mike Evans while he was here. Obviously what he did down in Georgia. So he's done it already in a couple places, and obviously how fun that offense looks with Baltimore right now. You got to credit Todd Monken with that. So he's definitely on the top of my list. If that move was made, I'm not condoning it. I don't think it should happen. But this is the NFL. I have to be real about it. So I gotta kind of mention it. But yeah, I'm not with it. I hope it don't happen. I'm gonna be upset because I think it's bull. Because I don't like it. So I'll actually do my little share right here since we're already in it. I might as well. I put this together. You know what I'm saying? So if I can find it, bam. Here we go. I made a little PowerPoint, a little PowerPoint. So obviously I got Frank Wright already taking the X.
Okay.
Look, anybody outside of Carolina, obviously me and Mike talk all the time. So, and we talked about this at the beginning of the season. I made it very clear, if you're bringing in Frank Wright and not keeping Steve Wilkes, the reason why you're doing that is because you think he's going to push you to the playoffs. You're not bringing him in here for a rebuild. The whole thing was, we ain't got no quarterback. Baker sucks. Darnold sucks. PJ Walker. Just name your quarterbacks. They went through 1,000. Bridgewater was there. Now they, you get an opportunity to get the guy that you want. Now there's a lot, obviously, commotion when it comes to they wanted CJ or Bryce. I mean, don't matter if Bryce is here. The expectation was to make the playoffs, not to have one win. So the narrative, I think that's being pushed by the media, maybe because everybody likes Frank Wright as a person, I think is BS. Frank Wright was here to win. He didn't win. He has one of the most impatient owners, which is hilarious to me. So you get the X, man. You go. That's it. That's it.
I mean, look, I think when it comes to Carolina, I think the first question that you had was, do I feel like I don't know what would be the best choice for them? When I look at the Carolina Panthers, I see, like you said, an impatient owner and Tepper. You're gonna have to be one of those coaches that's been established. And I know Mike might not want to hear this, but I think Bill Belichick would probably be the best choice based on the fact that David Tepper is an impatient owner. And, a guy in Bill Belichick who's won 6 Super Bowls. I mean, it's going to be kind of hard to say after 10 games, he ain't got what it takes to lead you anywhere, And also, I just feel like Carolina would be the only place where I feel like Bill Belichick would get the same similar power that he has in New England, because I think that David Tepper would give it to him based on the fact of his track record of being a champion and winning. That is the only person out there that I feel like would kind of match the personality of David Tepper. Like anybody else, like a young coach, is going to have to like hit the ground running. Like they're going to have to win a whole bunch of, win a whole bunch of games early. And so I think Bill Belichick is the only one that would be able to wait for, if things don't all just start off the gate looking real good.
100% agree. And a lot of these younger offensive, or not even offensive coordinators, these younger coordinators that's trying to be head coaches, they're going to take a look at, Tepper and be like, do I really honestly want to start my head? And being that they're younger, Tepper is going to feel like, he's going to have that power again. So, yeah, I think Belichick, or kind of some of the old people we said, but I don't think they're going to want to come to this shit down here. I mean,
and that's what I'm saying. It's a joke. Like nobody in their right mind is going to move their family, move their, like their dogs, cats, and all that other stuff to Carolina. If a owner is not going to be able to commit to him, if you have that reputation, you're not going. What you're going to get is somebody that desperately wants a coaching job. And it's going to be somebody that probably got passed over like 2 or 3 times. Probably be a disgrace like John Gruden or something like that. There have to be like somebody like that, because nobody in their right mind is going to look at this job and be like, yeah, I think this is what I want. Like, no way. So I don't know. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck altogether. Indeed. You see Mr. Arthur Smith down there. I know I added him, but I thought it was real that he could have got fired. I mean, obviously they brought in a lot of free agents. He's been 7-10 over the last couple of years, and like he on track to maybe get 8 wins or 7 wins. I don't think that was. And then they also had the easiest schedule. I saw the little metrics up until week 15. And the Atlanta Falcons are the furthest on that schedule. Saints aren't that far behind, just to let you know that. But I shared on Twitter, and they have the easiest schedule by even. It was at the beginning of the season, even going through these weeks so far, it's still showing to be the easiest. But Arthur Blank did come out and say, we're going to move forward with Arthur Smith. So I think Arthur Smith went to him and was like, look, I just need a quarterback.
Yep.
Give me one more chance to be a quarterback.
I agree with that. I think that's what it is. I think they need their quarterback away. I said that before, last time I was there, I can remember having this conversation. I said their quarterback away. And I just feel like everybody else, to me, they're going to have to fix some things in the offseason in order for them to start winning consistently. That's the Saints. That's Carolina. That's Tampa. I feel like Atlanta is a win now. Now, I don't think Arthur Smith is the guy to lead them there, but I think a quarterback comes in, Arthur Smith still won't be able to like get the best out of him. And, I think that he's going to end up getting fired. And also, man, I'm gonna be real with you too. Do not be surprised if the Atlanta Falcons end up getting, like, based on where they sit, like if they don't make the playoffs, don't be surprised if they try to get the number 1 overall pick, or they try to make a call to try to get Justin Fields, like give up their draft pick for that.
Oh yeah.
Like, do not be surprised. So I'm just putting that out there.
Now you're 100% right. Justin Fields, I feel like he's low key getting better that nobody's really want to talk about. I feel like after, especially this year, I think many commentators picked Chicago to be a really good team, and I think the way they started kind of pissed off a lot of people. So they're not giving, I think, what Justin Fields when he did play, kind of what he's been doing. But Justin Fields going down to Atlanta, I don't really want. Honestly, I don't want to see that.
Me neither.
I'd rather them try to figure it out with a rookie, because I don't believe Arthur Smith can develop a quarterback. So I'd rather that happen than him get Justin Fields.
Yeah, I can see that though.
But all right, so
hey, this don't have nothing to do with anything, but the Raiders are cooking the Chargers right now.
Well, this goes right into what I was about to go into. Dennis Allen and Derek Carr. I mean, who's next? I mean, what is your percentage? Because I think out of all 3 teams that are right now in the hunt, the Saints are the furthest away of getting there. I mean, watching y'all play is like watching a rerun of this was a Christmas Story every Christmas. I mean, it really is. It's like, I don't understand it. It's like, it doesn't matter who y'all play. It's the same thing. You can move the ball a little bit, check down, dump. All right, we're in the red zone now. Oh, either we go backwards because he getting sacked, or I just can't find a way to get in the end zone. And when you do move the ball, it's not always happen that way, but yeah. Or you get close to the other side of the 50. Oh, we can kick a field goal, and then your field goal kicker miss. Like, and then your defense is put out there to continue to try to save the day, and it just don't work out. And I just lose damn game, and it just don't really, That's basically what I'm seeing. Derek Carr is who he's been over the last 10 years, which I've always said at the top of my lungs, he is who he is. Like, you're not going to create a loser to a winner if he doesn't have that in him. Like, he has never shown that with the Raiders. So why did you think you were going to recreate that anyway? That you probably said this already, but yeah, that was always my thing with the Carr. It wasn't like bringing Tom Brady or Matthew Stafford to the Rams, or it was never that, because he never showed that willingness to try to win with the Raiders. He always just padded his stats. But anyway, I'm sorry, I'm on a little soapbox. I can't stand Derek Carr. It's been a long time. This is fine. I'm happy everybody's starting to see it, but I've been saying this shit for years. So I'm sorry, I had to go on a little soapbox with that.
Hey, I mean, look, everything you done said, I done said in English and Spanish and Italian, all that, because it's the truth, man. Like, dude is an absolute joke. And I feel offended as a Saints fan at this point. It's like y'all trying to make this thing work. It's like, like, man, the girl that cheated on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like Forrest Gump. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jenny just didn't want Forrest Gump. You know what I'm saying? Like, Forrest wanted to be there for her, take care. You know what I'm saying? She just didn't want it. You know what I'm saying? That's the way, you know what I'm saying? Nobody wants Dennis Allen. Nobody wants this at all. And it's just like, he's just trying to present this dude like on a pedestal, like he's like the chosen one or something. I don't get it. I do not get it. But the Saints do need to move on from him. I think that it's time. I think that you have a large enough sample size between him coaching the Raiders and him coaching the Saints to say that this guy doesn't, have what it takes. And look, this isn't one of those situations where, a struggling franchise, and then all of a sudden you get here. Maybe you'll have a little bit more patience, but the expectations were high because Sean Payton was the best coach the New Orleans Saints ever had. And this guy's giving the Saints, like, Saints fans, so much confidence and swag. They wouldn't be trying to make a decision like this if it wasn't for Sean Payton. But that's why the expectation was so high. You should have went with somebody that was number one, had some level of experience, like a Doug Peterson, Or, you know what I'm saying, one of those other guys that you decide to, you know, just act as if they weren't there because you already made up your mind you wanted Dennis Allen, like Brian Flores or something. You know, you had opportunity to interview him. It just, like I said, he just does not do anything that you see a head coach does. He don't take no accountability. He doesn't, like, any players that get out of line, you know, he don't really, you know, chastise them or, you know what I'm saying, make you feel like you shouldn't do it anymore. You know, he's thin-skinned. It's hard for him to even criticize his golden boy, Derek Carr. And I think both of them kind of stand for the same thing. You know, pedestrian, mediocre football with low, you know, and low expectation football. You know why, you know, they sound so good and it seems like they can always say the right things, bro. I'm going to tell you, most people that are losing constantly have a tendency to always have to go to a podium and preach optimism. That's the reason why, you know, these guys always talk about, like, chopping wood and cleaning things up. And then you got Derek Carr up here talking about it wasn't pretty. You know, these guys are professionals at this because they've lost a lot of games. You know what I'm saying? So now you got to go to the podium and, you know what I'm saying, you basically sound like a Academy Award winning actor. You know what I'm saying? So you done made every excuse in the book. But I'm not falling for it. I don't think Saints fans are falling for it. And I just hope they just go in a different direction. But it's a little bit different, though, DJ, because not only is Mickey Loomis the general manager, he's the executive vice president of the team. That means if something was to happen to Gail Benson, the owner, or something was to happen to Dennis Lauscher, the president, Mickey Loomis would be the owner of the New Orleans Saints. So this is bigger than just, you know, just him being a general manager. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like when you know that you possess that type of power, you can move slow in some of these decisions. You can, like, you basically can dictate the team because you know for a fact, like, Gail Benson or Dennis Lauscher not really focusing on, like, football operations. They basically gave that to him. So, you know, what can you do from a guy that more than likely is made of Teflon, and you're trying to convince him to make decisions that you feel like is best for the team? He doesn't have to, you know, because he's going to be there regardless. So hopefully he makes the right decision, man, because there's a lot of empty seats in New Orleans right now. And if Dennis Allen come back, I can see him even emptier.
Wow. I did not know that he is, like, without being the owner, he's like the Jerry Jones, like, GM, like the hat of the GM without being the owner, but he's with the Saints for y'all. Like, that's just,
yeah. You know, it was crazy. It was crazy, DJ. It's crazy how I found this out. I was actually, man, I don't know where it was. I think it was an interview that he did down in New Orleans on local radio. And I was, you know, it was just so much nonsensical stuff he was talking about, saying he had the right people in the locker room. He feels like they got what it takes to put forward a winning championship team. Team was 0-5 in the red zone. This was after they played Atlanta. And he was all talking like, oh, man, we 12th in the league in total offense. I'm like, man, like, why is he talking like this? Like, man, let me see something. So I started, like, researching the late Tom Benson's will, you know, like, and I was like, let me see what it says, because I can remember Mickey Loomis having some type of position. I didn't know what it was. So it turned out that when Tom Benson passed away, he gave the team to his wife. And, you know, he made a guy by the name of Dennis Lauscher the president of the team, and Mickey Loomis the vice president. So if Mickey Loomis, this is how much power this guy has. There's another guy named, I think, Tom Benson, right? So if something was to happen to Gail Benson, Dennis Lauscher, and there's this guy, and I think his name is Benson and Mickey Loomis. If both of them, like, for example, have two ideas, right? Mickey says one thing, the Benson guy says something else. Mickey Loomis overthrows this guy. So I was like, man, wow. I'm like, this is insane. Like, so I'm like, of course he can talk like this. Like, he's not going to go anywhere. And I don't know what it takes. I'm pretty sure regardless if he gets removed as general manager, he still maintains his position. I don't know what the contract really entails with that, but that's telling. Like, that just tells you how much power this dude has and how much control he has. And, that's kind of scary, man, when you see somebody as stubborn as he is and how he talking.
Wow. I mean, shoot, here you are on Big Talk Sport. This big talk, goddamn. Lord, yeah. I did not know. I didn't even know anybody can have that type of yeah, that's some mob stuff. Like he's tied to the top. Like he's not even tied to the team. He tied to the top. Like, man, that's not crazy.
Man, they love that guy so much that they made him like a general manager of the Pelicans basketball team. This guy's a football minded guy, but they got him like controlling the operation for the basketball team too. I'm telling you, it's deeper than just him being a general manager, and that's the worrisome part for me, because I'm like, man, this dude can drag his feet as long as he wants to. Ain't nobody gonna really do nothing to him like that. Like he's still gonna have like a level of control, and I'm pretty sure one doesn't have anything to do with the other. So if he was to get removed from general manager, he's still the executive vice president of the freaking team. So it's like, you stuck.
Wow, that's wild. So this is even deeper than football, because I was about to pull up some of these comments talking about maybe I should, like, you gave Derek Carr this. I mean, like you said, Dennis Allen's guy is Derek Carr. Dennis Allen's probably tied in with Mickey. I don't know how deep it goes, but oh man, TJ, I'm sorry, man. Like,
hey, it's rough out here, man. And the way it's looking, like after they celebrated after that Carolina game, like they just sewed up the South. I mean, giving out game balls and talking about we back in the division, we first in the division again, and just low hanging fruit commentary. And you had they presented the game ball to Mickey Loomis for his 200 win. So, and they up there smiling and hugging all in the locker room, embracing. So I'm like, man, oh my God, this dude about to come back again and just ruin football for Saints fans everywhere.
Yeah, because I mean, I was reading up on something, because I was reading ticket sales don't really, that's not where they make their money. They make their money with TV deals and other things like that. So I know fans be like, oh, we want a new head coach. And, that's the whole thing with Todd Bowles with me. Is like, yeah, you get money off of ticket sales, and you usually sell those anyway to a lot of corporations, all that stuff anyway. A lot of money is being, the more expensive seats are being sold that way. And then a lot of it's just, TV money. So it's like, I want to make it sound like it's going to make a big deal that when I showed up to the game, but it really ain't from from a making money standpoint.
Well, I guess people talking about, the economic, pinch that it's going to have for the city or whatever, And also, you also got to take into account, man, like when it comes to like renovations and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard for you to get money from the state if you're a struggling franchise, especially like when it's time to like renew your contract and all that kind of stuff. So, they can drag their feet now and be like, okay, y'all, I mean, when the last time y'all won something? States do that, so hopefully they can, what I'm saying? Like they got to figure this thing out, man. Cause I'm telling you, the morale is real low, man. I hate to see it like this, man. This is giving me 1995 vibes right now. And, it's crazy because, Tom Benson kind of did the same thing, man. Like Tom Benson did the same thing, like hiring these coaches, like keeping them way too long. It was like he moving very Tom Benson-ish. You know what I'm saying? Like not like late in lifetime Benson. I'm talking about when he got the Saints 5 years ago, Tom Benson, when he was just whiffing time after time, man. So hopefully this is not a reoccurring trend here.
Woo! Hot fire by TJ Jones, man. That's some good stuff, man. Hey, I just learned some shit. That's cool, man. I mean, it's not cool, but that was like, you really put me on something. I didn't know the things was that deep down there, but
man, it's crazy.
Yeah. And I guess the last one, Mr. Todd Bowles, my guy. I mean, my head coach, I would say. I mean, I don't. Todd Bowles, the jury's still out if he can be a really good head coach. Well, one thing that isn't, in my opinion, out, I think he does a really good job with young talent and able to raise their ability, because we've seen players like Devin White, Jamel Dean, Ryan Neal go out, and they're backups are coming in my opinion, playing better than them. Obviously, he drafted Kalaje Kancey in this draft, who is going to be a terror in that middle of that field with us. Who else? Yaya Diaby in the third round. I mean, JTS, bum. I'm just going to call it straight like that. He's a bum. I called him a bum when he came out of Washington. I hated the pick. Him and Kyle Trask. I was on this same live losing my mind when we picked both of them players because I knew they were trash. But JTS is a rotational player. Like, he's just not. But anyway, Todd Bowles has found a player that at least right now is going to be a solid end, which we still need an edge rusher. We need somebody that can be a little more dynamic off the edge. But we're watching some of these young players, their talent, especially on the defensive side, rise. And, I think that's very exciting. And he talked about at the beginning of the season how he has a bunch of teachers on it. It yells when I became a Bucs fan, Tony Dungy. And I understand Tony Dungy had his shortcomings, why he got fired, and that's what, obviously we propelled us to a Super Bowl. But the reason why our team got where it was at was because of decisions being made. I see that very similar with Todd Bowles and what he's doing with this team right now. And there's a reason why many people at the beginning of the season picked us to be, if not the worst team in the NFL, bottom 5 in the NFL. And now we're sitting somewhere in the middle of the pack. Yeah, is it matting some of the things that they do? Bucs fans love to complain that he always leaves halftime with his timeouts. Why doesn't he try to look, he's a defensive-minded guy. Many defensive-minded guys are like, let's just get back to halftime, reset, all that stuff. They don't like to take a lot of chances, try to score more points or push it down the field because things can happen. Momentum can change. Things can change. That's defensive-minded guys for the most part, especially older defensive-minded guys. That's what they do. So, is the jury still out for him to be a head coach? Yes, but not this year. I think we need another draft, bringing some more young players. I think we're the number 8th youngest team in the NFL right now. So things are trending up for the Bucs. If he gets fired, that's when things kind of get a little weird. Then I feel like Mike Evans is going to be like, all right, I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going somewhere else. I don't know what this next coach is going to do or whatever the case may be, whatever. But you can see if you keep this coaching staff, he's like, shoot, maybe I do sign for a little less and keep the train rolling with what's going on here. Dave Canales being a first-time head offensive coordinator. He talked about running the ball. He's been talking about that since the beginning of the season. Guess what the Bucs are doing? 3 games in a row, 100-yard games. We're finally being able to run the ball. We know we can pass with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. Baker and Godwin not all the way there together, but we have the ability to stretch the field, obviously, from the wide receiver position. But this team is getting a tick better. No matter how many Bucs fans, I watch plenty of film. We're getting a little better. There's some shortcomings, still some problems. I can sit here and do that all day. I'm not going to do it all day, but they are definitely getting better in different areas. And also with these younger players getting better, you see it. It's not like we're taking leaps and now we're like one of the top in the NFC, but the future is bright. And I would like to see it continue for at least another year or two. Then I can maybe have some conversations. If I don't see Todd Bowles as a head coach getting better, it might be a Tony Dungy situation where you might have to get rid of him or something like that. So that's kind of where I'm at. I just hope they keep him. I like the direction.
I like him too. I don't have no issue with him. I look at the situation, at the beginning of the season. I mean, we came right on this show and we did predictions about each team. And, everybody said that they was going to be at the bottom, everybody,
Except for me, I said too.
Yeah, but you look at them now, man, they're overachieving. Right now, if the playoff was tomorrow, they would be in the playoffs. So that's a testament to him, and his coaching staff. And we talked offline, about, you all having a new offensive coordinator and him trying to figure out, and develop that offensive culture. And, also, you got the defense, you got some young guys that, need to develop. So I think that he does deserve an extra year. And then on top of that, it's kind of similar to the whole, Dennis Allen situation last year, right? You had a bunch of Bruce Arians layovers, over there. And, you ain't get the offensive coordinator that you wanted. I don't think Byron Leftwich and Todd Bowles had really good chemistry, if you ask me. So,
before the Atlanta game ended.
So, I mean, when you look at it, it's like, I do think he deserves another chance, and honestly, I think that the players like him. I think they respect him. You know, he's not one of those rah-rah guys that yelling all up in your face. He seems like a mild-mannered guy. So, you know, guys understand that. You know, they got a level of respect for that. You know, for guys that don't feel like they got to raise their voice to try to, you know, incite some type of energy. So I can tell the players like him. So to me, I think he deserves another year. And I think that Tampa, you know, if they get a quarterback in this year's draft, let's see where it goes, you know, like have you know, Baker Mayfield be that bridge and let the young guy develop, you know. And like I said, if Baker starts to like struggle a little bit, if you feel the need to put the young guy in and kind of get a little baptism through fire, I mean, so be it. But I think he deserves another chance.
Oh, I 100% agree. Michael Penix, load up. You come back to Tampa, my brother. Anyway, yeah, let us know, man. Do y'all think, you know, Todd Bowles or Arthur Smith seem like he's not gonna get fired? I kind of know where y'all stand at with Dennis Allen, but it might be some Dennis Allen and Derek Carr apologists that might be like, nah, man, you know, whatever excuse they got in the book. Do y'all think the entire South need to be fired because it's just so much mediocrity, or do you think some of these coaches should stay? Let us know. Let us know in the chat. I do see everybody in chat going crazy. I appreciate everything going there. I see some normal people in there like Dre, Red Swarm. I see you in there. Definitely appreciate all the Saints fans or Saints TJ Jones followers, you know, coming through. Hey, come through some more. I mean, I'm hoping.
Yeah, thank y'all. Thank y'all for being here, man.
Me and TJ want to do something, you know, together. I think we're gonna maybe collab on something.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, but when we're talking about it, it don't have anything to do with sports. But I think people will still like it though.
Hey, man, they ain't ready for that. Whatever gonna be. That's real. That's I talk big talk over here. That's gonna be real talk right there. Woo, I'm big. Okay, we'll get to that a little later. Right. But yeah. So that's about the South, man. Let's just move on to something more football. You know, some more fun football because there is some fun things going on around the league. I know it's a lot of you know, mediocrity as Tom Brady. A lot of former players, Cam Newton, talking about it. You know, there's a lot of players right now talking about how mediocre the NFL is right now. And I want to start off in the NFC. So the NFC, obviously, it might be a little small, but San Francisco is obviously the top of the conference. And behind them is the Red Hot, which I hate to even say they Red Hot. Oh, this shit just burns my soul. The Cowboys right there. So I ask you, TJ, who you think is the best in the NFC? Is it one of these two teams, or you see somebody hot coming down this list, or what you think?
Are you talking about as far as the NFC? Like who's
well, right now we're talking that. Yeah, I got the AFC next, but yeah, with the NFC, who you think is that hot team right now? And shoot, who I'm not. It might be too early to say. I mean, coming out of the NFC, but
the hottest team in the NFC is the 49ers. I mean that's the fans of us. Man, what? Okay, let me say this. What did the San Francisco 49ers do to the Cowboys? They smacked them boys around. What did they do to the Philadelphia Eagles? They smacked them boys around. Like, no disrespect to the Cowboys. Shouts out to my girl Isha. She watching this. She covers the Cowboys, but they hot. But the 49ers on another level right now, man. Like, they're clicking on all cylinders. I mean, they are basically just dominating teams, man. So, to me, if they continue down this track, I don't see nobody beating them. I mean, we all see the Cowboys. The Cowboys, how many times have they done this, though? Like 13-3, 12-4. You know what I'm saying? 12-5. You know what I'm saying? When they start adding another game, we seen this movie before. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of this stuff really matters. It's about what you do in the postseason. You know, that's when Dak started throwing picks, and the kicker that they have who've been automatic, like Justin Tucker, go wide right or wide left. You know, like it just happens, man. So it's hard for me to pick the Dallas Cowboys when we just know that it ain't about the regular season. It's never been about the regular season for them. They done made the playoffs, won the division. So, man, you got to pick the 49ers, man. Ain't nobody hotter than the 49ers right now. Nobody's hotter than him. Man, you see how Deebo Samuel's playing right now? He looking like the best wide receiver in football.
Right. My bad. See, this is what happens when I got control stuff.
No,
I just break. I start breaking stuff. But I haven't been sharing this the whole entire time. I'm just, what the hell is going on? You didn't even tell me.
I'm like, hey, I heard you say earlier I got a Cowboy appreciation. I'm like, I didn't want to put it out there. I was like, where's it?
You just said where is it?
I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to say that because we're live, man.
You just got the controls, man.
I thought it was metaphorical at the point. I'm like, okay, maybe he just, said it metaphorically. Part of me was like, we did this because of PowerPoint, but
yeah, man. All right, so here's my first picture. I gotta come back. So I put some work into this, okay? So I had this picture. Everybody enjoyed this. You know what I'm saying? This is some art right here. You know what I'm saying?
I did put forward. This man didn't.
So I've been talking about
this man gave a whole lecture with nobody watching. So if you see over here, oh well.
Oh shit!
So if you look at Exhibit A,
dang, that's why I had this up. But man, freak that. So okay, let's get back on top. Okay,
all right, good.
Is there anybody in the NFC outside the Cowboys and the 49ers that you can see like can maybe make some noise? Because people falling up in Philly.
I say Philly. I still got Philly in there. I think they'll figure it out. I think that maybe Jalen Hurts. I think he's dealing with a little something. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? I think that he got some injuries they ain't really talking about. He just doesn't look the same. You know what I'm saying? I understand that Shane Steichen was his guy last year, but he's played some good football. You know what I'm saying? It's just been like recently he's been struggling. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I think I still put him in there, man. I'm not gonna count Philly out. They're still a good football team. And it's probably best for them to be this way too, because they seem to always thrive when people are picking against them. Versus like when the season first started, everybody was saying Philly, Philly, Philly. So, I think they thrive better. I feel like Sirianni's message hits a little bit different when they down. So I still put them there.
Okay, yeah, like you said, shout out to my boy Leon and my boy Lou. They both 49er fans. They check me out once in a while. Yeah, they're and that team's not fair right now. I mean, they can do anything. They can't do anything wrong. I just don't understand how they do something wrong. I mean, between running, throwing, rushing the passer. I mean, you got Chase Young now at pass rusher, Bosa. If they can get Ward back at corner, they got lockdown corner with him. They got two of the best linebackers with Greenlaw and Warren. It's a Madden makeup team. Like, I mean, I don't understand. And I know Shanahan has a lot of bad things that have happened to him in the playoffs and the Super Bowl, but what can really go wrong this year for the 49ers to not get where they need to go? I don't know what can happen. But yeah, outside of these two teams, Philly, yeah, they still have it, but you watch Philly, man, they look tired. They look like that old man on the porch that's like, man, we've done this so many times. It's just my knees hurt. Like, I can't. Like, they just look tired. Like, I don't know what it is. And, from the offensive line to the defensive line and the secondary getting roasted, it's hard for me to think that they just going to be able to fix that and turn that around right now. I mean, I could be wrong, but they just don't look like they got it this year. It just ain't gonna work out for them this year.
Yeah.
But everything else just mediocrity. I mean, like, with Green Bay at one point was like, here come Green Bay. Lions in the middle of the season was hot and ticking. But now they losing to everybody and they mama. And Ben Johnson's offense can only put up 6 and 13 points now. So what's going on with that? Seattle looks like as long as what's his name can stay healthy.
Geno
Smith.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like they can do something, but they're a little inconsistent as well. And I'm not even gonna talk about the South. We already went over the South, so we ain't gonna touch that. But yeah, man, it's just you just don't know. That's what's gonna make the playoffs, I think, fun. Even though you got the two top teams, in my opinion. You got a mush of a lot of players that who's gonna come out and be like, all right, it's time to play. And I think that's gonna make it interesting in the playoffs for the NFC.
Yeah. I mean, look, to me, this is just a three-headed race. Like, it's between the 49ers, the Cowboys, and the Eagles. I just think everybody else, man, they basically just kind of sleepwalking through this thing, like, and it's like whoever like kind of leans over the line first is gonna make the playoffs and get smacked around by one of these teams. I'm just saying, man, like I don't have any faith in any other teams than those three NFC teams. Like, but we know all you got to do is make it to the playoffs. I mean, we seen the Giants back in 2007 do it, right? I think they kind of, they had to win a game to get in. Then they did it again a couple of years later when they had to go on the road 3 times, in the postseason to get to the Super Bowl. So we seen teams get hot. Yeah, we seen these, and that was the Packers team that was 15-1 that year. So it's like,
no, I'm talking about the one that they barely edged in and won that Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what they beat the undefeated Patriots, of course, in the Super Bowl. And then the year that I'm talking about, they were the first team in NFL history to win 3 road games in the playoffs. And they beat the Green Bay Packers in the divisional round when they were 15-1. So like I said, I mean, teams can get hot, and you never know. So maybe one of those teams can pull it off, man. But I mean, those teams, man, they got up and down quarterback play. These 3 teams at the top, they got consistent quarterback play. And we know that it's about playing good football and having a good signal caller in the postseason for you to get over the hump.
Yep. I'm always, on my Twitter right now. So I'm talking about December football. I don't care what you did before this. And this is why I'm about to go into the AFC. Because there's one team I got up here that I've been giving hell to. Because I was told that this guy is a hell of a head coach. And going into that's talking about Miami. Obviously, Miami sitting there at 9-4. The Ravens, man. Ravens is just a fun team to watch, man. They're definitely the one team I have really enjoyed watching this season. Whenever I'm not, my team's not playing, I can switch over to that. But they're just fun, man. And the fall of Kansas, I guess they're called the fall of Kansas City. Because there's no wide receiver that can hold onto the ball, and apparently there's no accountability being held because Eric Bieniemy was the guy that tell them to shut the hell up and do what you're told to do. Now there's nobody telling them what to do, so they out there just doing whatever the hell they want to do. And then you got the Jacksonville Jaguars that look like a good team, then they're not. And then Trevor Lawrence being sunshine, that boy throw more interceptions than Jameis Winston. I don't care anybody tell me. Shoot, dog. He was supposed to be the next coming to Andrew Luck, man. He the next coming to I don't even know. I won't go that far.
He threw 4 interceptions in the playoffs, but he also threw 4 touchdowns too.
Yeah, that's why your boy Staley getting fired too, because you let that happen.
Oh yeah, he done. He like this is swine song tonight, 42-0. His team is down, but yeah,
right. And then you had Houston get hot, and now they cooling down a little. It's a lot of it's almost the same thing as the AFC. You got your 2 teams, which I'll argue. I think Miami's a little smoke and mirrors than people trying to admit. That's why I mentioned them before I even got to this slide. They don't beat nobody good. They don't beat no teams over 500. Like, none. Go check their records. Like, they have not. I think since Mike Daniels has been the coach, they have not beat a 500 team or a better than 500 team since he's been the head coach. They've just been blowing out bad teams.
I mean, I would have said Denver. But at the time when they played Denver was struggling. So
yes,
even at that particular point. So I get what you're saying, and I can understand that. But they played pretty good in the playoffs last year, man. Like against Buffalo, like for a minute, they lost. But I will say, but Tua wasn't there, and I can't remember who the backup quarterback was, but he played pretty decent, man. It was just like the defense looked pretty good, Man, they were able to neutralize Buffalo. I mean, it had a lot to do with the fact, I mean, they play in the same division. There were no secrets there. But look, I think when it comes to Miami, I think they're a good football team. I don't think they're the best team in the AFC. I think they're good enough to be contenders, but I don't think they are. You know, it's like they can make it interesting. They're an entertaining football team. They embody what Miami is all about. You know what I'm saying? Like, a show. You know what I'm saying? Like, like that they're good at that. But when I don't see tough. I don't see playoffs when I look at Miami. You know what I'm saying? I see a finesse team.
Talk about it.
And it comes a time where, you got to play some smash mouth football. You know, like in the playoffs, everybody buckle down. Everybody kind of stay locked in, because, they trying to win. So, man, you got to be able to run the football, even though they can. Will they be committed to it? Like, they too finesse to me. Like, they'll probably win the first round if they a wild card team. But I think when you start to get like deep into the, divisional AFC championship, that's when like I feel like they probably gonna start struggling because, man, that's when you really see what those teams all about. What happens when you get punched in the mouth? Are you licking your, you know what I'm saying? Are you licking your own blood? Or are you in shock? You know what I'm saying? Because you got cut. So they strike me as a team that's shocked they got cut. So I think they're good, but not championship good.
100% agree. They're in obviously a good position because that means outside of the Ravens, they're at home. I think that'll help them a lot.
Right.
Yeah, like you said, I can't see them going up to Buffalo, Denver, which, I guess I give a little bit of where I'm like, okay, this team you got to watch out for. Cleveland, they had to go somewhere like that and get, like you said, the tough defenses, tough area. They're going to get punched in the mouth and be like, I'm going back to Miami, give me a mojito. Like, I'm not, this is not for me. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at Miami, which, it's cool during the season, but not cool in the playoffs. That's why I don't think they can do much outside of that. But I did mention some teams in the AFC, and I think this side is more interesting than the NFC when it comes to some of these lower teams.
No doubt.
Who are you looking at like, yo, I don't know if I want to play that team if I am one of these top teams in the top four, I guess.
This might sound crazy, but I'm gonna say the Cleveland Browns. I'm gonna say Cleveland because Cleveland has the best defense in football.
Hell, yes, they do.
They can run the football, and those things are key in the postseason. And now you just have Joe Flacco. I mean, we all know when it comes to playoff football, like Joe Flacco about his pedestrian in the regular season, but in a postseason, he always seemed to like channel his inner, Tom Brady, like so. I'm not sure he can do that at this stage of his career, but he's been in a lot of big games, and it wouldn't, be too big for him the moment. And more than likely, if they do make the playoffs, if let's just say, for example, Miami ends up like getting that top spot over Baltimore, what would that make? What would Baltimore have to play? They have to play Cleveland. If Cleveland, like, because if I'm looking at it correctly, yeah, they'll probably have to play. No, they'll have to play Indy, but they'll probably eventually have to play. If they win, they'll probably possibly have to play Baltimore.
Yeah,
so
a little bit.
And I think that if Joe Flacco get an opportunity, because I think Indy. Let me make sure I'm saying that correct. Okay. But if, let's just say, for example, if Kansas City figure out their issues or Miami, move up, they find their way somehow having to play, Cleveland. That's going to be a tough game. That's a divisional foe. And, they know about each other. And on top of that, you got a quarterback that's played in some big games. And also he'd probably be motivated because he's playing against the guy that replaced him. So all those things are kind of intriguing. And then on top of that, like I said, I just think that good defense and a good running game is, it travels in the playoffs. They do a lot of good things. So I think if you don't want to play Cleveland, that's the team I feel like nobody will want to play because they can be a nightmare. They can be party crashers for real.
And I know many Saints fans are going to hear it, but Denver's been that for me as of late. I mean, They got a tough defense. The offense of what Sean Payton's probably starting to envision, and players starting to understand it. You see that boy Cortland Sutton, who has always been a hell of a player, but seemed like he's been underutilized. Seemed like he's starting to get utilized. And Javonte Williams, I mean, the resurgence of him again. I mean, like you said, they're able to run the ball down there as well with him. I mean, this is another team that I don't know if I want to run into. I think that if they're able to squeak into the playoffs, they're gonna be hell for one of these top teams out here. I think they're gonna give them really good play. Look, Sean Payton's a hell of a coach. He knows what it looks like. He's a Doug Peterson of the AFC South. I mean, AFC, in my opinion. I just think Denver, if they get in, can make some noise. So it's going to be – I think this conference is going to be a lot of fun because I think those lower teams can make some noise with some of these top teams in the conferences in the divisions.
Yeah, I don't think seed matters in the AFC, in my opinion.
You're right.
I don't. I think that any one of these teams can upset or beat in the other. Like, I don't care, like, where they play. Like, seriously, I think that home field advantage don't matter. I feel like where you position that don't matter. If you come out the AFC and go to the Super Bowl, you're gonna have earned it. Like, that it's just that simple.
Right, 100% agree. But now, let me go ahead and put it on. There's a time we just gonna take, it's all we got for the most part. But it's that time to look at week 15 and do some picks. So you gotta bring it up. Go ahead and pick if I can find my damn PowerPoint. All right. There we go. Let me back this up a little bit. Boom. Obviously, the Raiders and the Chargers going on right now. I picked the Raiders in this game. I'm assuming you picked the Raiders, but who'd you have in this game?
Honestly, I had the Raiders winning this football game, man. I mean, I just looked at the Chargers. No Justin Herbert. Easton Stick looking like he's like straight up coleslaw right now. Yeah, I mean, it's just all bad. And I think the end is near. I'd be shocked if Brandon Staley is still a head coach of this team tomorrow. I think when you lose games like this, it pretty much tells a tale. It just lets ownership know that it's time to go in a different direction. Kind of one of those games I'm pretty sure some Saints fan would like to see. But, I had the Raiders win.
Definitely, yeah. I don't know. Like you said, Chargers tailspin. Feel like it's been like that for a little while. When they lost Herbert, it was it. So I picked the Raiders in my pick'ems. I almost picked that quarterback for the Chargers to go under with my daily picks. I do. I do that little daily prize picks. But I was like, there ain't no damn way he's gonna get over 150 yards. But he might, because they're getting the ass whooped. He might just get some yards there. But who knows? But moving on, man. There's 3 games on Saturday, which is crazy to me. One of the first ones we got here is Minnesota versus the Bengals, which I think is going to be a pretty fun game. Who you liking this matchup, man?
Man, I'm going to go with the Bengals, man. Yeah, I think that the Bengals, I mean, they've been playing pretty good, man. A lot of people thought they was going to fall off because Joe Burrow got hurt, but Jake Brown has been balling, man. And you making it interesting, man. Somebody's going to be looking at him play, and maybe a GM will probably call up, give him an opportunity next year, man. I'm telling you. But, yeah, I mean, this is just a testament to the coaching staff of the Cincinnati Bengals. I was very, very critical of Zach Taylor as a head coach. I kind of felt like he was one of those guys that was just a recipient of good quarterbacks. But now that we're seeing Jake Browning do some of the same things that Joe Burrow was doing in big-time situations, and I mean, since he has to win these games in order for him to make the postseason. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the Bengals, man. I think the Bengals have something to prove.
Yeah, if Justin Jefferson wasn't playing this game, I think Minnesota have a better chance. But I think because he's going to come back into the lineup, they're going to feel like they're going to start force-feeding him again. They were playing a lot better without him in the lineup. I think that defense is, Brian Flores, again, just takes a defense that has nothing but one pass rusher and an old-ass safety in terms of being one of the better defenses in the league, which is I don't understand why people hate these guys, Brian Flores or whatever. I'm taking the Bengals as well. I think they're more well-rounded. Like you said, the quarterbacks come in. I mean, they haven't missed a beat, which I'm like, I know they're sitting there like, oh, we just paid them all this money. We got to lose Jamar Chase, Higgins. Somebody's going to leave this place. But, yeah, the Bengals, I think they're going to win this matchup against Minnesota because Minnesota ain't got no offense right now. I mean, they're switching, I think, over to Mullins or something like that. They're just not in a good place right now. Yeah. All right, next matchup, Pittsburgh versus the Colts. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Colts. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Colts in this game, man. I don't know, man. It's just something about Pittsburgh lately. Kenny Pickett being injured, I think it plays a huge role. And I don't know, man. Something seems to be a little bit off. Shane Steichen has done a really good job with the Indianapolis Colts. Gardner Minshew has been playing pretty well lately. They want to stay in the playoff hunt, man. So I got the Colts winning this game. I still feel like, when it comes to the Pittsburgh Steelers, last time I saw them, I mean, Mitchell Trubisky still throwing interceptions, so I don't trust Mitchell Trubisky. I'm pretty sure they're going to go with Mason Rudolph. But, I mean, Mason Rudolph is who he is at this point. Somebody that's just going to kind of stay, afloat, going to give you some good, give you some bad. But I think the Colts are going to win this football game.
Yeah, man. There's not much more to say than what you said. I'm going with the Colts as well. There's something, like you said, missing in Pittsburgh right now. And, the Mike Tomlin noise is going to get any, louder. If this was home, I'll probably feel a little better. Just for some reason, Pittsburgh just plays better at home. But their quarterback situation is just, it's terrible. And that might be the thing that might bite Mike Tomlin in the butt. But I don't know. I don't think the Rooney's going to make that move. But,
Yeah, they are patient organization. They are patient ownership, so
they're patient. They understand when things go wrong, whatever. So yeah. The Colts sweep again. All right, next last Saturday night game, Denver versus the Lions in Detroit. What you got?
Hey, I'm gonna go with Denver in this game, man. Look, this is one of those situations where it's just tough for Detroit right now. You know what I'm saying? This is the gauntlet. Teams are starting to figure it out. It seems like they have figured them out. And then there's one caveat that's not working against Detroit is, what they say, the 48 laws of power. Can the student be better than a teacher? Well, Sean Payton is the teacher, and you have Dan Campbell as the student. I mean, Dan Campbell came from Sean Payton coaching staff, and so did Aaron Glenn. So I think that is an advantage for Sean Payton. And the way that Denver is playing right now, I just think that they're just a better football team. Detroit is one of the worst secondaries in football. They red zone defense is terrible. I mean, I think this is one of those times where, they're starting to collapse, man. I mean, they're a close team. They're a good story to follow, but they're not that good. And, but I think Detroit fans are okay with that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think they're going to win this football game. I got Denver.
Yeah, my wife's probably asleep by now. My wife's from Detroit. My in-laws, they're all from Detroit. Mm-hmm. They say it all the time, man. Detroit the Lions going to do Lion things, man. And this is a debacle of its own that's going on with Detroit right now. And I guarantee, even though they're doing, record-wise, it was fun. But they like, this is Detroit. This is the Detroit that they talk about every single year. But it's just a little later in the year than they usually do it. Yeah, I'm taking Denver in this matchup, man. Like you said, and it's very interesting because it's like they can't score points right now either, which that's a testament to Ben Johnson, who was a hot coach. It's interesting. How is he going to handle it? And can he bounce back and, do some different things to get back to that winning now, or just moving the ball again? Type of thing he was doing it early in the season, man. But yeah, Detroit, Sean Payton got Denver humming right now. I told you in the last segment that this is one of the hottest teams. The team I'm really watching. I think watch out for them. And yeah, this is just a bad matchup for the Lions right now. So sorry, Detroit. Sorry, T, my wife. I can't do it. I'm taking it. Next matchup, NFC South. Usually we preview these and take 30 minutes. We ain't taking 30 minutes no more to watch no damn NFC South games and talk about them. So we're just going to do it real quick right here. The Falcons coming to Charlotte to play the 1-win Carolina Panthers. I wish that Mike was on here for this because he got some words for this one. But go ahead, man. What do you think about this matchup?
Man, I got the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, enough said. When you got tickets being sold for 45 cents, I mean, what more do you need to say? I mean, this team is terrible. They awful. Bryce Young, I think they need to think about maybe sit this dude. You know what I'm saying? They're killing his confidence, getting him killed. Man, it's a waste of time. Like, honestly, I could literally sit up here and just not say anything at all, and it'll be more meaningful than this game. I got the Atlanta Falcons winning.
This game's gonna be closer than it should be. And as both Saints and Bucs fans, we should know that. Like, the Panthers defense hasn't given up. I'll give them that much. They haven't given up. But you know who has given up? That damn offense. Because they're getting Bryce Young lit the hell up. They're doing him like they were doing. I hope that don't happen like him. Carr brother. What's his name? Is that
David Carr?
Yeah, David Carr, man. They lighten Bryce up. And then they said, he's small. He can't. That motherfucker take more hits. Now I've seen a lot of quarterbacks taking. He getting back up. But
yeah, I mean, but he gotta play. He gotta play better too, man. I mean, he missed a lot of throws in that game versus the Saints. And now, I mean, you have to ask that question, man. What people was criticizing the whole height thing. You know what I'm saying? Is it playing a role? The fact. So I don't know, man. I feel so bad for him because he seems like a good kid, but I mean,
he keeps getting up, man. I love players that just keep getting up and keep fighting.
Yeah, but he's going through it. Right?
He's going, man. He's going through it. But just for fun, I'm going to take the Panthers. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like Mike. All right, so I'm only doing this with my boy Mike. I want my boy Mike to get better, for real. Like, I'm gonna change my picks. I'm gonna pick the Panthers. I'm gonna ride with him on this one because he said he said weeks ago. He said this team gonna end up only winning 2 games this year, and that second game's gonna come against the Falcons. He seemed very convinced it's gonna be against the Falcons. And you know what? Because he's sick, I want my man to get better. I'm gonna go in here and I'm taking the Panthers with him.
Man, if the Falcons lose to the Panthers, I don't care what Arthur Blank said. Arthur Smith is gone. Like, seriously, like, you cannot lose to this team. Like, this got to be a playoff game if you the Falcons. Like, for real. Like, there's no, like, I understand it's a divisional game, but nah, bro, you can't lose to Carolina. Can't.
Well, I don't know the injury report with the Falcons, but if they don't get their interior defensive line back, Chuba Hubbard gonna have some fun against that front. I'm telling you, like, they can run the ball against this Atlanta Falcons front if they don't get back on Oyemada, and I think they lost somebody else that was big. I can't remember who it was during our game.
I mean, I know Grady Jarrett was lost earlier in the season, so
that was earlier. Yeah, that was earlier. But Falcons should win this game. But I'm riding with Mike, man. Freak that. Panthers win. Freak that. Chicago versus Cleveland. It's gonna be a fun game. Who you got?
I got the Cleveland Browns in this game. I think Chicago played well last week. Of course, they pulled off the upset against the Detroit Lions, but I think the defense of the Cleveland Browns, they're fast. We feel quarterback that can move. The linebackers can hunt them down. And I just think that it was a good story last week for Chicago, but the party's over. Cleveland has something to prove. They're trying to make the postseason. A lot of people counting them out because Deshaun Watson wasn't there. And they still feel like they got a chance. I mean, so I think they're going to beat the Chicago Bears.
I can see that happening. I'm going to go on a win with this one, too. I think Justin Fields has a lot to play for. I think that coaching staff has a lot to play for. Defense is playing pretty well. I don't know. It's just something about this matchup. Like, Cleveland's playing great. I mean, there's nothing against what they're doing. But I feel like not having a quarterback's going to have to bite you in your ass eventually. I know they got Flacco and everything, but I don't know. I feel like this is one of those, like, just games where they might get caught off guard and get beat. But, and I'm going to take Chicago in this matchup. That's what I got in this match. The Bucs versus Green Bay. You got to go to Lambeau. It's gonna be nice weather though. It's gonna be like 45 degrees. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Green Bay Packers, man. I'm gonna go with them because, man, they played like slow against the Giants. I mean, Jordan Love looked off. It seemed like the wind that was swirling around in the Meadowlands was getting to him, and I think he want to have a better showing. This would be a completely different take if they would have beat the Giants, because I feel like they probably would have been sleepwalking going into this week, but they understand Detroit seems like they kind of sputtering, and they can have a chance to get into this postseason if they start winning some games. They already beat them on Thanksgiving. So, you know, if you can continue to wheel off some of these games, you can jump in front of them for the division. I look at Minnesota. I don't see too many more wins for them, you know, going with Nick Mullins. So This is a great opportunity, man. This is an opportunity for them to be able to get back into this NFC North race. So they're at home. Like you said, it's not that cold, but still it's a home game. And we know Green Bay plays a little bit different at home. We've seen what they did against the Kansas City Chiefs a couple weeks ago. So I think they're going to win this football game, man.
Yeah. I had a little problems with this game. You know, I was stuck in between. Obviously, watching both of these teams, I got to watch, you know, against the Giants, Green Bay, and where the Giants took advantage of. They were running against this team. I know Rashawn Gary's back for them. They got some pieces back. Aaron Jones coming back, but hey, when Aaron Jones comes back, guess who's now AJ Dillon's out. Christian Watson's not a guarantee to come back. Not sure if he's going to play. And if they don't have Christian Watson, I honestly think the Bucs have a good chance of beating them. That's the one player right now that he's out, so I'm taking the Bucs. But if Christian Watson's playing, I might go with Green Bay because they're, for some reason, they have a bunch of good receivers when they're together. But when one or two of them are out, it seems like it sputters a little bit. And I don't know how good Aaron Jones is going to be when he comes back. So as of right now, I might change it, but in my picks, I got the Bucs. I think the Bucs have run the ball a lot better, 3 games in a row, over 100 yards rushing. Defense playing a little better, but Devin White is coming back. There's a part of me that doesn't want to take the Bucs because they probably going to put Devin White back in the damn lineup, and he's trash. I'm sorry, he's not. He's an average to below average linebacker in this league. He is not the elite guy that many people try to say he is, and I've been liking what these younger linebackers have been doing. But he go back in there, man. Jordan Love probably gonna be throwing over his left shoulder, his right shoulder, doing whatever the hell he want, and just, you know what I'm saying, like so. I'm to the Green Bay, man. Devin White back in the lineup, man. I can't do it. Can't do it. I lost everything with him, man. I'm not a fan. Like, he's gonna be going after this season. We're gonna see it again in this matchup. He probably gonna give up the game-winning touchdown to their tight end, Kraft, or somebody that he can't reach the ball or some crap like that. And we gonna lose the damn game. So yeah, I'm taking Green Bay's match, man. And then. That's just my heart.
I think. Look, I ain't think it was that bad. I ain't really been keeping up with like Devin White like that, but I ain't know, man. I thought dude was pretty legit, man. I thought he was all pro, man.
A Super Bowl run. Stop trying to listen to these analytical, and they've been killing with the analytics. Actually, he be getting 40s and 50s and all that crap. Dude ain't good. He's not good in coverage. All he can do is blitz. But even when he blitz, he misses. Like he should easily have like 15 sacks for how many times he olays the quarterback or misses. What you call it? Juke him out of his shoes, Minshew for that touchdown. I mean, it's just Devin White doing Devin White things, and him back, L. Dean's back. He's been playing like booty since he got paid, so they're gonna be inserted back into the lineup. Bucs should win this game, but they're probably not. I'm a Bucs fan. I've been the one talking all this stuff on Twitter. I gotta take them. I know I'm switching it like 3 times, but we keep talking about it. I'm gonna take the Bucs because they should win this game. Honestly, they really should win this game. I think Jordan Love, he'll be interesting. I don't know. I think he's gonna come back to that medium. I know he played really high in that streak they had. I think he's gonna come back down to the medium, and he's gonna play closer to what we saw against the Giants than we've seen over Kansas City and other games. I honestly think. But I'll take the Bucs more because I'm a Bucs fan. That part about Devin White and Jamel Dean coming back, and they're probably going to insert them back in the lineup, it's going to piss me off. I'm telling you right now. And they don't deserve it. But next, and I already talked too much about this, But Jets versus Miami. Who you got? This is interesting too.
I gotta go with Miami in this game.
Yeah, I agree.
Look, I get that the Jets had 30 points in the second half against the Texans, but that doesn't absolve them of that inept offense that they have, man. I mean, Zach Wilson, you know what I'm saying? It's good that he got a good game under his belt, you know, give him a little bit more confidence. But Miami, you know, they're just a better football team. And the Jets, they're going to keep it interesting. You know, I think there's going to be low scoring because of the defense, but I think when it all comes down to it, I think Miami just probably going to make a few more plays offensively. And I still don't buy the Jets, you know, in that offensive explosion. So I think they're going to come crashing back down to earth, probably score maybe 6 or 7 points. And Miami probably going to score like maybe 17 or 20. But, you know, that's the way I feel. The Jets are not that good, you know. They got a good defense. Like, their defense is like elite. But that offense, no, sir. Go with Miami.
Yeah, it's going to be a 10-13 game. I think Miami's going to pull it out because they have enough weaponry and enough firepower. Now, for some reason, you can hurt Tyreek again just to win this game. I really totally think that's going to happen. I don't know where he stands, but I know when he went out that game, that whole offense changed. So, you know, if he's not in that game, Miami knock him down a couple notches. But as far as I know, he's in this game, so I'm going to take the Dolphins to have enough to really beat the Jets. So, yeah, I'm going to take Dolphins with you. All right, Giants versus the Saints. Who you got? You said the Voodoo. So there's going to be a lot of Giants fans in Voodoo Land, huh? There's going to be a lot of Giants there for the Tommy DeVito, whatever his name is. What his name? Is it Tommy or Danny DeVito, whatever the hell his name is? You going to outplay Carl?
Yeah, Tommy DeVito. Yeah. Look, it's a good story, man. Watching this guy play and his agent looking like he the hitman for the mafia. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty funny stuff. But look, I think the Saints are going to win this football game. I understand that the Giants are on a 3-game winning streak, but I think the Saints are going to win, man. I think that Tommy DeVito going to start off the game looking good, you know, scrambling out of the pocket because the Saints can't stop no quarterback from scrambling, no matter how fast or how slow. And I think he's probably going to make a few plays and probably going to tick a lot of Saints fans off. I think Derek Carr is going to do his classic 3 and out. And, you know, but I think the Saints going to end up doing what they do, go in the locker room, you know, come back out looking like their defense is like the 85 Bears. And I think that the Saints offense is going to probably string together a couple of drives and, you know, don't win a football game. It's probably going to be like something like 17-14 or something like that. It's going to be like something like that, but I got the Saints winning this.
Okay. Yeah, I got the Giants this matchup, but there's really no hate the Saints way. I just like what the Giants are doing. You know, people that know me, I'm from Jersey. I watch the Giants. I think their team when they get confident like this, I watched this multiple times with the Giants. Like, it don't matter who's coaching them. It just seems like it's something with that blood of them. Like that up north get in them and they just turn into something different. And I see that happening with somebody like a Tommy, who kind of is that up north type of a style of person to fit in this team. I think the defense is playing really well. Dexter Lawrence, whatever his name is, inside.
He's from New Jersey. He's from that area. He played his high school state football game inside their stadium. So I know it got to be surreal for him, man.
Right, and they're believing in him. Saquon Barkley is still healthy, which is a great sign. And look, I said the defense, I think, is playing pretty solid, and they're going to get after Derek Carr. They're going to hit him a couple times, and you know what that means. So he's going to fold like a folding chair.
It all depends. Now, hey, DJ, it all depends. Now, if it's up 17-7, like going into the game or something like that late in the fourth quarter, he's going to stay in the game. if you have the New York Giants, if they go up like 14 nothing real quick, or they in a deep hole, first hit, Derek Carr will not be seen today. He would be questionable with his return.
Man.
I'm telling
Derek
you,
Carr
man.
got a fucking protocol faster than anybody I've ever seen in my life. He's been in that jump like 5 times.
Hey,
yeah, I'm thinking the Giants. I just think they're gonna be a problem. And like I said, I think your locker room. I don't know. I could be wrong. It's maybe turning on Derek Carr with his antics and trying to play that tough man role, and they're probably getting tired of that shit. And if y'all not able to do something early, I really do feel like they're gonna be like, man, beat this, and then Giants mess around with this game.
Oh no, DJ, check this out, man. Hey, he like the abusive husband, you know what I'm saying, that's trying to say he's sorry. He done brought everybody in the locker room Rolexes and bought everybody on the offensive line, bought a barbecue grills and a box full of steaks, you know what I'm saying? So he trying to be apologetic, you know what I'm saying? He tired of living out here in the cold, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's cold out there. Yeah, I want to come inside.
It's crazy. Dre just said it in here, like, crab leg. Everybody loves to talk about the crab leg with James Webb, blah, blah, blah. But it's still, and I think that's probably why there's a hex over y'all right now. Because y'all had Jameis there who embodies, like, what you would want as a, he's not perfect. We all know that. He got his issues because he wants to get the ball so badly to the people, his players, that he will put himself in harm's way of throwing interceptions to do it. But he's going to go to fight for this team. Y'all always had that, but y'all had to send $150 million over somebody else. And it's kind of like the Steve Wilkes situation, just Jameis with y'all. And I just feel like it's just a hex right now on y'all because of that. So,
well, hey. I feel so bad for Jameis because I honestly feel like if Sean Payton would have stayed in New Orleans, I think people would have had like a different opinion about Jameis Winston as a quarterback. He unfortunately is one of those guys who needs a wrangler, a coach that can help him see the field a little bit better and kind of talk to him throughout plays. So the Saints don't have anything like that. And I feel like because of some of the things that happened under Dennis Allen, not being able to kind of reel him in, his reputation is, took a little bit of a hit. So people going to be reluctant. Teams are going to be reluctant, probably giving him opportunity to be a starter, unfortunately. But I feel bad for Jameis because, like I said, man, I think that if Sean Payton would have stayed in New Orleans, I think that none of this stuff would have happened, and I think he probably would have been a much better quarterback.
Facts. All right. So you got Saints, I got the Giants. All right, next matchup. Houston versus the Titans. What you got?
That's a good one, man. I think it all depends on C.J. Stroud, man. C.J. Stroud and concussion protocol, I think it really hurt them when they lost Tank Dell. Tank Dell was starting to come on, emerge as that young, promising receiver. Probably would have been a number one going into next year. Still will be. But I think that it hurt. But I still feel like they're a good, solid football team. I think Will Levis, he's showing more moxie and confidence and stuff like that. Still not a fan of him, you know what I'm saying? But, I like the confidence. He got a little Derek Carr in him too, you know what I'm saying? Like, might end up start rubbing people the wrong way. He's young right now, but, you got to put some wins together too. You can't just be, full of moxie or piss and vinegar, as they say. But I think that the Houston Texans are going to win this football game. Man, shouts out to DeMeco Ryans, in my opinion, the coach of the year. And their coaching staff has been doing an outstanding job, man. Nobody expected Houston to be as good as they are right now, man. And they handling their business. So I'm going to go with Houston in this game, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Houston as well. My boy Dre put in the chat that C.J. Stroud will be playing in this matchup.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'll go with Houston as well. But it's going to be a good game. I'm very interested to see how this Tennessee Titans get after him. And like you said, without Tank Dell down the stretch, I'm very interested to see how Houston plays without that kid. Because, like you said, he's a hell of a player, and that was Mike's guy coming out the draft. We talked a lot about him on the offseason because he wanted him bad for the Panthers. But, he ends up with the other rookie quarterback, and you see what he was doing with him. But, yeah, I'm going with Houston this matchup.
Yeah, I'm happy that didn't happen. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm happy. Because I wouldn't want to have to deal with this dude for another 12 years. So
I mean, from the Senior Bowl up into the draft, Mike was like, Tank is my dude, man. We got to get Tank this time. Then when they picked Mingo, he lost his shit. That boy lost. All right, continue on. Kansas City versus the Patriots. They're going up to Gillette. I'm thinking Kansas City. I don't believe nothing. I'm just gonna tell you that right now,
man, bro. I mean, this is a trick question, right? I mean, come on, man. Come on, my guy. Man, let's go. Man, we're going with the Kansas City Chiefs. Man, look, I know Kansas City been struggling lately, but they ain't New England Patriots struggling. New England Patriots, like Bill Belichick, he done checked out. The team done checked out. I think I was watching like NFL films, and they had one of the Patriot players mic'd up, and he dapped up A.J. Brown. I know they was playing the Eagles, and he dapped them up and he said, "You lucky we ass." That tells you everything we need to know about the Patriots, man.
You don't believe in Zippo, Zip-Eye, Zippo?
Nah, I do not. Billy Zappy, nah. I mean, zap this, zap that, zap y'all way out the playoffs. Like, nah, man, I got Kansas City Chiefs, man.
I'm sorry, I think I saw my head just turn hard as hell. 56-7.
56-7.
Derek Carr could only wish. Derek Carr could only wish. Anyway. San Fran versus Arizona. It's a division. Hey, Arizona finds ways. It don't matter what they team to play. To play San Fran tough. What do you think about this matchup?
Ah, man. San Francisco about to whoop these boys up. You know what I'm saying? Slap them around a little bit. Look, the 49ers are the best team in football right now. To me, it ain't even close. I know that, you know, for media purposes, you got to make sure you give yourself a little Dallas Cowboy love and, you know, all that kind of stuff, man. But the 49ers are the team to beat to me. These guys have something to prove. They feel like they were shortchanged. You know, Philly beating them in the NFC Championship game because Brock Purdy couldn't play, and Josh Johnson just decided, man, I ain't playing in this game. I'm scared. They got something to prove, man. Like, and look, I don't see this momentum train stopping. They feel like they were shortchanged. They feel like they should have been in the Super Bowl last year. They trying to get there, and you get there by winning football games. So unfortunately for the Arizona Cardinals, it's gonna be a tough day at the office. 49ers, man.
You said everything that needed to be said. I am not spending more time on this. 49ers. 49ers.
Tough day.
All right, next matchup: Commanders versus the Rams. Another surging team. A lot of people like to say is the Rams. So, what do you like?
I like the way the Rams played against Baltimore. That was a shock, even though they lost that game. It shows you that this team has a lot of pride. Washington, I mean, you got stories coming out saying that, you know, Riverboat Ryan is content. You know what I'm saying? Like, he already know the ship going down. You know, it's kind of like Jack in the water in the Atlantic. You know what I'm saying? He know he's going to freeze to death and go on and die. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knew it's over. You know. That's what it is for these Commanders, man. It's over with. They're going in a different direction. Guys are basically playing to try to, you know, put a resume together for another team or trying to be retained for next year. So I got the Rams winning this football game, man. The Rams are still trying to play, still trying to fight for their playoff life, and they playing some good football right now, man. So I got them winning this game.
I 100% agree. Yeah, they're swirling the Commanders, but they know it's over. It's over now. Yeah, it's that time. They know it's over, and you know, I feel bad for my girl Jet. We used to play flag football with her. She's I forgot what she coaches over there, but one of the first women, you know, coaches in the NFL. Shout out to her. And
shout out to her, man.
Yeah, she probably, I don't know. I hope she continues in the NFL. I hope she continues to have a career. Cause I don't know what's going to happen with Ron, if he's going to call it or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I'm taking the Rams this matchup. With all that being said, unless Sam Howell just has some kind of heroics, it throws for 300, 400 yards and just goes crazy like he has this season at one point. Yeah, it's hard to see that happening though. Even though they did get what you call it back, though they did get McLaurin back. I think he came back from injury. So, and Brian, you know, Brian Robinson, he's still going to run the ball. So they got a chance. It's just it's hard to believe that they could beat the Rams when the Rams playing the way they are.
Man, I think they didn't checked out, man.
Yeah,
I didn't think they checked out. So,
all right, the Dallas Cowgirls versus the Buffalo Bills. They got to go up to Buffalo, some cold weather. What do you think they're going to
do? I got the Buffalo Bills winning this football game. You know, Dallas Cowboys, they on cloud 9 right now, and they excited. They already beat the Philadelphia Eagles, and they acting like that's their Super Bowl, man. They really wanted to beat Philly, and I feel like they're gonna come in this game overly confident. You add the fact that they playing in Western New York, it's cold out there. They more of a dome team. They're more of a finesse team. Can they overcome this? Can they, overcome the situations, the weather conditions? I don't know, man. I got the Bills. I think the Bills are going to win their football game. I think they like Sean McDermott, and they playing for him right now. So I think Buffalo is going to end up winning this football game, and Dallas Cowboys are going to, go crashing down the earth.
Yeah.
At least for a week, at least for 1 week.
Yeah, you're going to have to. This is one of those games that Dallas normally, which again, this might be something where they might, buck their normalcy here, right? I mean, this is a game where they're going to get slapped in the mouth and be like, oh, yeah, I forgot we're the Dallas Cowboys. We actually got to try.
Oh, my bad.
We can't just come and show up and just win. We actually got to out here and treat everything like playing Philly. And if they don't do that, Buffalo going to just punch them in their mouth and beat them. And, they probably going to have some late game heroics by Dak, which is going to fall short. And they're going to lose to the Bills. And yes, I'm taking the Bills this matchup at home. It just seems like it's going to happen that way. And they might beat it. And that's going to be another notch on that they need going into play. They need to win a game like this.
Yep.
To really start honestly believing. Because that's why I'm not going with them. Because I feel like you said, they're going to get slapped in the mouth. And they're not going to punch back. At least in this matchup.
Yeah.
All right. Sunday Night Football. We got the hot, fun Ravens going to Jacksonville to play Jacksonville Jaguars. What do you think?
I got believe it or not, I got the Jaguars in this game. I think the Jaguars are going to beat the Baltimore Ravens, man. I think that this is a good matchup for both teams. I think that it's going to be a tough game because the defense and what Jacksonville does well can kind of neutralize what Baltimore does well and vice versa. And I think it's going to come down to who can make that play. Probably, get yourself into field goal range. And even though I trust Justin Tucker, I just feel like Jacksonville going to have that ball last. And I think that this game probably going to be the most exciting game of the entire week to me. Because both of these teams are jockeying for position. You got Jacksonville trying to, win the South. You got Baltimore trying to keep that number one seed. So this is going to be an exciting game. And I'm telling you, it might just come down to who gets the ball last. And I think Jacksonville is going to have it. And I think they're going to end up winning this football game.
Like my boy Dre down here said, the sunshine ain't him. He ain't shining like the sunshine, damn. Yeah, I don't believe in Trevor Lawrence. Look, in a big matchup, in a big game like this, against a team that's actually not going to give up a lead, unlike the Chargers last year. Look, I'm not going against the Ravens. This is not the team that's going to be the ones to do it.
I'm sorry. Oh, my God. 63-7. This man just threw a pick. Six. Oh my goodness. Mark Davis about to cry up there.
Oh, look at the pick. Hey, that was some madness stuff.
Oh my good. Wow.
Hey, Antonio Pierce don't get a job just off of this game right here. I'm sorry. 6-3. Yo, there's no way he can't fire him. He should be fired right. He shouldn't even be finishing this game.
Oh my!
He got to come downstairs. Get off the sideline.
Did you see this pick? Did you see this interception? Oh my goodness! Ooh, and boy,
that's one of the nastiest picks you're ever gonna see ever. That's disrespectful as hell.
60. My bad, man. I ain't mean to cut you off, but my goodness.
Nah, I appreciate you doing that because I'd have missed that. Lord.
Wow. Jeez Louise.
Whoa. Good. Jesus. But yeah, I'm taking Baltimore.
Yeah.
But last matchup, Monday Night Football, we got Philly versus Seattle. Can Philly get back on some winning?
Yeah, I think they will, man. I'm not buying into that whole, man, Philly 0-7 against Seattle. I ain't buying all that, man. Look, Philly is a good football team. They're going through some struggles, which, all teams do. I mean, they're the standard in the NFC, right? The last time we saw Philly, they were in the Super Bowl, right? They were in a big game. So everybody tries to size themselves up against Philadelphia. So they're getting everybody's best shot, and they're going to get Seattle's best shot. But the question is, are you going to be able to get back up, Like Rocky Balboa, it don't matter, if you get hit. It's how hard you get hit and getting back up, right, and all that other stuff. So, yeah, I got Philly winning this football game. I think they get back on track, especially if Drew Lock is playing in this game. Or even with Geno Smith, man. I think Geno, his injuries, if he comes out, he's putting forth that warrior effort, I guess. But I think they're probably gonna roll with Drew Lock, and Drew Lock gonna get destroyed by this Philadelphia team. They gotta win now. You know what I'm saying? Especially since they lost to the Cowboys.
100%. Yep, that was the part I was gonna say. Philly got to start winning again. I mean, they got to get back, on that and get that confidence back going into this playoffs. Monday Night Football, they don't want to lose, and they just lost an embarrassing game on prime time against, against Kyle. They don't want that to happen. I mean, they're gonna come out here, the 12th man, which 12th man is who he is, or it is, and it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a fun matchup for a little bit, unless DK Metcalf, because again, Philly's secondary is bad, so there is a chance for Lockett, Najigba, Smith, all of them to do something against that secondary. And if they do, they're gonna make this game very interesting. But I think Philly still has too much in this matchup, and they should let Geno Smith sit for another week.
I agree.
They should be getting ready for more of the playoffs than worrying about trying to beat Philly on Monday night. So Philly should win this game, and I agree with you on that one.
Man.
All right. That was fun.
Yeah. I mean, it was man. It was just hard for me to talk and just see this behind whooping on national television like this. My goodness. Listen. I mean, it was just crazy, man. It's like every time I looked up, it's like a big play was happening defensively for the Raiders right now. Man, yeah, bro. I believe. Look, I'm playing fantasy football. They put
Derek Carr up there against the Raiders when the Raiders is whooping ass. You can't make this stuff
Hold
up.
on. You said what now?
They showed Derek Carr. Y'all got Thursday night game next week, and they showed the game with Derek Carr picture in the middle of this whopper knocker going on right here. I mean, the irony of it all. Like, it's just they can't. They did it on purpose. They did.
They did it on purpose. That boy ain't have a game like this all season. But hey, check this out though. I don't think I ever seen anything like this before in my life. The Raiders defense tonight, they got 43 fantasy points. I don't think I ever seen anything like that from a defense. 43 fantasy points?
Yeah, I think
that's insane, man. And they still got Easton Stick out here. Ooh. They still got Easton Stick out here. My goodness. Poor guy. I mean, man, that's just whoo. Man, that's his first start too, man. First start, you getting out there getting waxed.
I think I hope I did. I'm fighting for the playoffs right now. I ain't got time to miss stuff like that. Yeah, I did think about that. Good. Man, I know he got hurt. I feel bad for the Chargers.
Yeah, I mean, but this is Brandon Staley last game. There's no way in the world this dude keeps his job after this.
Nah, man.
Man, you don't keep your job after this type of performance. Like this is basically
he's already hot. Yeah, you don't. Yeah, nah.
Yeah, this is a statement to your organization saying that it's time to go in a different direction. There's no freaking way this dude keeps his job. Like you might as well pack up the U-Haul truck. You know what I'm saying? They might as well just have it outside of Allegiant Stadium because you gone, man. You done. Which he should have been gone last year. He should have been gone last year. Like, and that's what I've been, be trying to say on the State of Saints podcast. Like, you are who you are. Like, if you're proving that you get out coached, outmanned, like how many times do ownership and and GMs got to see this in order for you to just go in a different direction? Like, nothing was going to change. Like, you can see little nuances of promise, you know what I'm saying, from some guys, but man, this dude is terrible. And like I feel like when Dennis Allen's the same way. These guys are not going to change. Like, no matter the situation. Like, there's no excuse for Brandon Staley to be getting beat like this. You got Nick Bosa and Khalil Mack on the same side of the football, and you got a decent secondary, and they still can't win the football
back there, right?
Terrible.
I think Derwin James still back there.
Yep.
They got a pretty good corner, so I can't think of his name right now. They got too many players, right? I mean, there's no way.
I mean, got Asante Samuel Jr. back there. Yep. I mean, I don't know, man. I just can't explain it. Like, he done. Like, you might as well just like.
You got Eckler, you got Mike Williams, you got Keenan Allen. I mean, this team underachieves constantly. Like, I just, I've been a Herbert fan, but Herbert's turned into the new Phillip Rivers. He can't win big games and stuff like that. But this is what the Chargers get. They should never fire Anthony Lynn in the first place. Like,
but I think it's because of the coaching. It's the coaching. Like, man, coaching matters for these young guys. They come with the talent, but you got to get it out of them. And you got to have a coach that's going to be able to help them see the field. That's going to be able to, like, understand their strengths and their weaknesses. Elevate their strengths, minimize their weaknesses. Don't have that. And, I hate to say this, man, but that's one of the reasons why I'm not a real big fan of defensive-minded coaches, being a head coach of a team. I'm just not. Like, sometimes it works, like, more Tomlin, and hopefully it works with Ty Bowles. But I just feel like when you have an offensive-minded coach, teams are more efficient. Teams seem to be able to be more, more cohesiveness. Like, it's just different. And I just feel like they don't have anybody on that team. They don't have nobody on that team that can get the best out of Justin Herbert. They should have hired Sean Payton, in my opinion. Like, they should have hired Sean Payton. If Sean Payton would have been a head coach of the Chargers, Justin Herbert probably would have been MVP consideration. Like, that's just the truth.
That's very much true. But I don't know. I just think that, offensive-minded guys are head coaches at a higher clip than defensive-minded guys. I don't know. Right. I can't get with the whole you need an offensive-minded guy because they're more innovative and more thing. I think you need to get – I just think you got to go younger. I think it's because the modern style that we play we watch right now, like, you got to get more of the D'Amicos out there. I mean, you got to get somebody that's got the fresher minds. And, we talked about Evero. I think he will be a hell of a coach. It's just I think you got to get rid of some of these older, stubborn, this is how you're supposed to do things. And they remember the days of two-a-days and, we just keep on repping, and we're going to get this perfect. You can't get this perfect no more. And that's what defensive-minded coaches think they still can do. I mean, that's kind of what's going on in Tampa right now. I mean, they're kind of being stubborn. Like, we're going to continue to run the ball and we're going to continue to play the scheme. And as long as they do the right thing, it's going to work. And you do see it work when everybody is on the right page, but you don't have the amount of time to do what they think. And, you got to kind of sometimes simplify things for these kids because of where the NFL is right now. And like you said, offensive-minded people would do that more, I think, than defensive, especially when you talk about older minds than, defensive-minded people would.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I just think that, you need that young, innovative coach, or you need a coach that's not afraid of reinventing themselves. Like, if you are older coach, in order for you to stay in the National Football League, you got to reinvent yourself. Like, you can't like pull a Nick Saban. Like, Nick Saban was like the last one to come to the party when it comes to athletic offensive linemen and like those little hybrid pass rushers and stuff. until they played Oklahoma in the Sugar Bowl, and their defensive line was just tearing them, ripping them apart, man. And that's when he decided to wake up. He started to get like some of those hybrid pass rushes instead of dealing with them big burly guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't change your behavior, you're gonna get lost with the times. So, that's why, that's why a lot of these old coaches, start to phase out. Cause like you say, man, they start talking about the days of Bill Walsh and Don Coryell. That's cool. I mean, those are the forefathers of the West Coast and, air raid offenses and K guns and what have you. But man, you got to be able to change with the times, man, if you're going to stick around. Cause these young guys, they go into these high school games. You know what I'm saying? They watching all this tape. They watching these college teams from, over in Saskatchewan somewhere. You know what I'm saying? They watching that stuff. And, they bring this stuff to the NFL, and you put the right ingredients with these guys, man, they can have a high-powered offense. So you got to get with it, man, or get lost.
And that's what kind of scares me about Jim Harbaugh. I think he's stuck in that middle. You don't know what you're going to get with him coming back to the NFL, if he comes back to the NFL. Is he going to be more of that stubborn? These guys getting paid. Like, you can treat these college kids the way you want to treat them, but I don't know. I know we've seen him with San Fran, and he did what he did, but that's not like 6 years ago. That was a different NFL, even when he was here. So I don't know. That's why Jim definitely scares the hell out of me. I definitely don't want him. And you talked about reinventing himself. I think Mike Tomlin's going to have to reinvent himself if he does lead the Steelers with how he's doing things. He's going to have to get with one of these innovative, bright mind offensive coordinators and add that to what he does on defense.
Well, I will say this about Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh is not afraid to go out, and go out outsource for help. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one thing I feel like benefits him. Like the fact that he'll go out and get a certain defensive coordinator. He'll go out and get a, offensive minded guy. Like he'll make the moves that are necessary in order for him to be successful. And I mean, he's done it on a collegiate level. He's done it on, on a professional level. I mean, he went back to the collegiate level. So all I'm saying is, like, I think that he's able to code switch, and you don't have a lot of coaches out there that have that gift. I don't think I've seen that since probably like Jimmy Johnson. Like, he has it. He can coach on any level, whether it's college or professional.
What do you like? I don't care what y'all talking about. We just need to change Dennis Allen.
Right. I don't care. Like,
you can give me the damn water boy at this point. Just give me the Dennis Allen.
Right. Shoot. I don't want.
I see Dennis a couple times right there. I had to put that up there.
I don't want Dennis Allen. I don't want Ray Allen. Shoot. I don't want Edgar Allen. I don't want no Allens.
No, Jesus Shuttleworth.
Tim Allen. I don't want none of them. Like, no. If your lad Marcus Allen, if your lad name Allen, we'll watch.
My man Marcus like that. Man.
We'll watch. Sorry, Marcus. Like, great running back.
Great.
Felt bad what Al Davis did to you, but no Allens, bro. No Allens. We don't want no Allens.
So you
Allen Houston.
Allen? That was my dude.
Yeah, underrated basketball player, man.
They showed him at the Knicks game the other night. I was watching. I told you I was doing prize picks. So my dumb behind. I took the less of Julius Randle and what's his name? Yordrick, whatever his name is, the center for the Phoenix Suns to go under. Julius had to get 9.5, and you had to get 10. Neither one of them have been rebounding nothing over the last 3 games. These dudes came out 19 and 17. I'm like, are you kidding me? I had a chance to get 500. I was mad as shoot. I'm about to put another bet in tomorrow. Shit, it don't discourage you from not doing it, but I was hot. I was like, man, that's all. And then my boy, I picked Booker and Durant to go over like 26 points or something like that. They both come off for injuries. He was like, you stupid. They know where they're going to do that. What they do, go over. I was like, come on, man. I mean, both of them going to go. That's what they got. That's all the Suns got is those 2 players. So I'm like, they're going to go over 26 and 27 points.
Right.
But I've been just messing with that Prize Picks lately. You know, I'm trying to get a little side hustle of money. so I started messing with that days ago.
Hey, I ain't mad at you, man. Hey, I'm just shocked, man. They still trying to throw the football, man. They still they try to beat Miami, man. He trying to get 70.
Yeah, they trying to outdo. That's what he's gonna do. I mean, if I'm Pierce, I'm like, hey, just keep going.
Ain't no count on 20 or 34, 248 yards and 4 touchdowns. Derek Carr ain't had a stat. Man, has Derek Carr had 3 touchdowns like this season? I'm pretty sure he probably did in one game. Let me see. Let me see Derek Carr. I'm pretty like. Let me check something. Cause I promise you, man, I don't know if dude has thrown. Hold on, I got to check. If somebody more quick to the draw than me in the chat, like check, like, see if this dude, cause man.
Do you know? And yeah, somebody just put this in the chat. He said Derek Carr is even watching this. I bet. I mean,
no, he hasn't. He hasn't thrown 3 touchdowns in a game this season.
TJ, would you be shocked if Derek Carr comes on and talks about the Raiders and how they put up 63 points? Like, he's like a person that would be so upset that they even did something like this now that he gone. Like,
oh man, David's
gone. Probably pissed.
He gone. These run. Oh, it's coming back. Oh man, look, y'all know there was a flag. They gonna put the flag up there when he get to the end zone. Dang. Man, I know he mad. It's against them. A block and a bet.
When you used to play football, TJ, have you ever lost this bad?
Like, never.
Me neither. So
never.
I'm trying to think, like, at this point of when do you like I ain't playing no more. It's like you take your ball back at the courts. Like, you like, I just ain't doing no more. Like, you on national TV, only game on.
They say that was a block in a bank. Oh, come on, man.
Yep. Somebody said Carr gonna try and match this. He gonna fail miserably too.
No, he has not. He has not thrown 3 touchdowns in a game this season. He had 1 against Tennessee, none against Carolina, 1 against Green Bay, none against Tampa, 2 in New England, 1 in Houston, 1 in Jacksonville, 2 in Indianapolis, 2 in Chicago, 0 in Minnesota, 0 in Atlanta, 1 in Detroit, and 2 in Carolina. Has not thrown 3 touchdowns in a game all season. So Aiden O'Connell, who just so happened to be wearing number 4, has thrown for more touchdowns in one game than Derek Carr has. So
rookie,
there
right?
you go. Huh?
You're a rookie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I met him at the combine. Good dude. Nice guy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's a cool guy.
I'm thinking about it.
I want to see what them Derek Carr supporters gonna say now. Because now Aiden O'Connell has the same amount of interceptions as Derek Carr has in the season, but he has like 1 more touchdown. So he struggled a little bit. He came into the game 4 touchdowns, 7 picks, but now tonight is gonna put him at 8. It's gonna put him at 8 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. I'm not mistaken.
That clears up your stats very quickly with stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. I mean, this is I know Derek Carr apologists gonna be like, see, if they play like this all the time, Derek Carr will be able to do the same thing.
Yep. They probably I'm trying to see. I'm on X right now saying most Raider fans I know were glad that Carr left.
And then they would never see. They would never be able to say we beat a team by 50-something points with Derek Carr. They would never be able to say that.
But they said this day is cute. Last 7 games, 4 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Hey, one of those guys are a 10-year veteran. The other guy's a rookie. So it's not like we talking rookie on rookie here. You know what I'm saying? So of course he's a rookie, he's gonna make mistakes. But he still has thrown for more touchdowns in a game Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But this is just a microcosm of why the Saints, which I hope y'all don't, obviously being a foe, move on from Derek Carr. The Raiders are now going to be able to move forward with the organization. Now they got rid of that. I guess I'm going to call them a cancer in their locker room. They're going to be able to move forward now that Derek Carr is gone. And y'all not going to be able to do that until Derek Carr is gone. I'm sorry. I mean, if y'all fire Dennis Allen, like you said, you're going to really have to, everything you just told me earlier in this show, it doesn't sound like it's going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, it ain't happening. You got these people on here, man, you smoking something. You talking about, man, like, are y'all crazy? Like, how am I smoking something? The whole thing, like, it don't make any sense. Like, this dude has more touchdowns than Derek Carr has for the New Orleans Saints. Like I said, one guy is a 10-year veteran. The other guy is a rookie. And he talking about, he played, man, Derek Carr has not thrown 4 touchdowns or even 3 touchdowns in one game.
This is amazing.
Yeah, I'm like, man, you got to be out your freaking mind.
Yeah. But yeah, let me just say, I really do appreciate everybody that came through.
Man, we just been chopping.
I almost forgot we were still on here.
Hey, people still here though.
Yeah, we appreciate you for real. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Like I said, we gotta get back together because this be good. This be the good times, man, right here. Yeah. Doing what we do. We'll figure something out. I know you got a lot going on with the State of the Saints. Maybe we can pop in and do like that picks a week just to get back on something. Maybe if you got the time, so we'll figure something out. Then obviously got the other show. Might need, that'll come out eventually. But
I'm honestly, man, been in a process of just working on that, man, getting some behind the scenes stuff. But once football season starts to slow down, still got some like little stuff like Senior Bowl and all that kind of stuff coming up. But I'm really going to like get into like, non-sports podcasts. Like I said, man, I wanted to get with the, talking about life and family and all that kind of stuff. Want to get that podcast off the ground, man, because as much as I love sports, I think sometimes, people see us, they see us as sports personalities. That's cool, man. But, we have like conversations, off the, off air, talk about our families, talk about our life and, just being, men, with families and, especially being African-American men as well. So they got a lot to say, man. And a lot of topics that are out here, I feel like they just need to get tackled, man. So definitely going to be working on stuff like that. So if you're into that kind of stuff, man, we got that coming for you real, real soon.
Facts. Like you said, we're going to finish this season. Like I said, I'm going to see what my schedule's looking like. I know you made mention to possibly might have to drive out to where you at, and we carpool if you got some room. Instead of taking 2 cars or something like that.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about that. 'Cause I do want to go down there and experience it because I want to see how far if I do, because I do enjoy the draft. I think we watched our shows. Maybe we can clap on that as well. We be like, I think we got pretty good eyes when it comes to looking at talent. I sometimes I be like, I don't be understanding what some of these teams be seeing with some of this talent. But it'd be fun watching that and watching these players come in the league and be like, oh yeah, see, I told you that, mother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I do enjoy that process. So
yeah, I mean, it's crazy, man, to actually see these guys in the whole process and now seeing them in an NFL uniform, like it's crazy, you know what I'm saying, to see how these guys have like been through the process, the Senior Bowl, the combine, all the other things that's going on, so it's pretty cool, man, to do. And, it's good to see and go evaluate these guys. And I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to like going out there and experiencing that again, man. It was so surreal, man. I almost had tears in my eyes, man, because I thought about like all of the things that I had to do to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? Like all of the late nights and starting the podcast and all that, like just kind of, culminated that moment, man. It was just amazing.
Yeah, you earned that more than anybody else I've seen. We always talk about it, how all of us started in some closets and some apartments, and being 3 black men that now are all homeowners and got leagues. Well, none of us really at that point when we first got to know each other.
All of us. I want to say, for the exception of Mike, I think all of us stay in apartments. I mean, I was still in an apartment. I think we just had Paxton. You and your wife, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, I don't know if it was around the time y'all was thinking about buying a house. But I know your little man wasn't born. Definitely wasn't here yet.
Oh yeah, my daughter was here. Yeah,
my daughter was here. But it's like we just kind of, collaborated together, and now I just look at just everything like you just said, man. It's just amazing, man. And God is good. And man, I just, like I said, all the hard work, the dedication, that you put into those things and being at those moments, like it just make it all make sense. And, like it's just surreal. So like I said, I encourage anybody, that get that opportunity to take advantage of it, man. Like it was a great experience.
Yeah, man, I bet. And like I said, to watch what you start, you came from, it's amazing, and you did it, you earned it. Hey, man, you doing great things now. Like I said, hopefully one day I can get close. Me and if Mike can come back, I know Mike's a little sick.
Well, I already told you, man. Look, hey, Senior Bowl, like, come on, man, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, if we have to, we have to carpool that thing, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter to me. I just would, like I said, it's a great experience, man. And I just think everybody, like anybody that's into sports, I think that, that's the experience they'll want to have.
Yeah, because I definitely want to speak to that. So yeah. Somebody said that Pierce still out there chewing people out. Well, of course he is. Shoot, he want that 70 piece.
That man want that job, man. Shoot, I'll be chewing them out too.
Exactly. This is one of them things you go into that interview and be like, I did this. I don't care who it is. NFL team put up 70 points on him.
Right. And he yelling them up. I mean, he fussing at him, man, because there's a lot of like second, third string guys in, man. You see Max Crosby, he ain't out there no more. The Eastern Stick, garbage time.
All right, here come Quentin Johnston. Who ain't done nothing.
Now ain't did a doggone thing.
Now you want to play.
Right. A lot of stat padding going on in this game, man. A lot of stat pad. I ain't mad at it though. Helping my fantasy team.
Oh, you got him?
Yeah. Yeah, I got him in fantasy.
Oh wow.
Because I thought he was gonna be something, you know what I'm saying? But hey. I mean, he been playing well lately, you know what I'm saying? But at the beginning, it's like them two crucial drop pads that won against Green Bay, man, that was just egregious.
Yeah.
Yeah, but man, at least they still fighting, man. I mean, they trying to make it look respectable. 63-21. At least they put some points on the board. It was like 56-7.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, it was 63-7 at one point, wasn't it? I think they still had 63 already before they started putting some points up.
I thought it was. Oh yeah, well, that's even worse. Yeah, but that's crazy, man. Like, but you got it, man. You got to give credit to Antonio Pierce, man. He got them boys playing out there, even if the Chargers gave up, quit. Like still, man. I mean, that's still good work by him. I mean, last time we seen the Raiders, man, they ain't scored no points. So they scored enough points. They had to make up for last game.
Shit, they made up about 2 games.
Right. Last 4 games, they had 46. Tonight, they got 63 points. Like, that's insane, man. That's insane. Ain't no kind of balling out. 4 freaking touchdowns. But you got these boys, man, you smoking something. Like, man, please. This guy's a rookie with 4 touchdowns.
And I don't even think Josh Jacobs played this game.
Nope, he didn't. Zay Jones and not Zay Jones. What that guy's name? I know his last name. No, what was that guy's name? Well, I know his last name is Jones, the running back. No, Damian Pierce. Is that no? Damian Pierce played for.
Damian Pierce played.
Yeah, man, I don't know. He came from Florida. I know he came from Florida. I think the running back that they have. But yeah, I mean, it was him and Amir Abdullah. So, yeah.
Yeah, they got Zamir White.
Yeah, that's it. Zamir White. No, he went to Georgia. Okay, yeah. Zamir White from Georgia, right? And that boy still running hard.
Amir Abdullah, and they got Brandon Bolden. I didn't even know they had Brandon Bolden.
Yeah,
I should have known that.
He ran the ball maybe one time in a game. Man, that man. I mean, I know that man fighting back tears. He know what's up. He know he gonna have to look at the classifieds tomorrow. Anybody need a defensive coordinator?
Not really, man. Being a head coach is probably one of the most I'll celebrate if I get fired because it's a guaranteed contract. Like, you don't lose your contract as a head coach,
right?
Especially if you whoever the hell I was already getting paid.
Right, especially if you Jimbo Fisher. Jimbo Fisher still getting $70 million from Texas A&M. I know they're gonna have to kind of restructure that or something. They're gonna probably have to come man, we gotta work something out. Like, we can't just get damn
money. That's a drop in the bucket.
He don't never have to work again. Like, this man literally does not have to work a day in his life ever again. Make $70 million.
Look at Tepper. He playing still probably Matt Rule, and now he's gonna be playing Frank Wright for the next 3-4 years. What, $50 million, some crazy stuff like that. Like, job security. That is the definition of job security, is being a head coach in the NFL. Because I don't even know if your assistants get the same thing they head coaches get.
Man, shouts out to Caleb. We said the new music track was fire. I appreciate that, man.
That was fire. That was fire. Yeah, that was fire. I got to bring that up. I heard that. Yeah, Mike actually said, like, you heard this from TJ? I was like, what? And I was like, oh, man, this is crazy.
Yeah, man, look, I just try to entertain, man. I try to do what I can to entertain folk. You know, I mean, and I love doing it, man. That's
the bars were there too. Like, the bars were like, the bars. Look out there.
Man, I just want to entertain people, man. I just, it's a down season, man. The morale is low in the Who Dat Nation, man. So just want to do something to, put smiles on people's face, make them laugh a little bit. We all kind of struggling, man. Nobody wants to see their teams looking like this, man. I mean, you can, technically they still in the playoff race, man, but you don't want your team to be looking like this going into no playoffs, man, or trying to fight for your playoff life. Like, it's just bad business, man. So just be trying to, be positive and give people something like they can actually have fun to.
Yeah, especially with the belief that I had at the beginning of the season. I still remember. I can't remember it was a white guy. He was a Saints fan, but I think he does a lot of other, just NFL and sports stuff in general. And I still remember him catching a conniption fit that nobody wanted to give the Saints credit that they weren't a top 4 team in the NFC. I mean, he was killing everybody. And he was he was just whatever. And I'm just like, okay. And to be where we're at now, again, that's why I don't understand. Like, you got to be a certain type of narcissistic person to keep somebody like a Dennis Allen. Like, I don't know. You got to be I don't know, an
egomaniac. DJ, man, you're my guy.
Deep?
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it all the way 1,000. Like, this would not be happening if this dude was the executive vice president. If he wasn't, I should say, if he wasn't the executive vice president of this team, this would not be happening, because he would feel the pressure of just being a GM. He has that Trump card in the back of his pocket. Not gonna fire this guy. There's I don't see, unless he goes into the French Quarter, comes staggering out one of the clubs drunk with 2 women over his arm, he ain't getting fired. You know what I'm saying? He not. So, and even if he gets fired, I'm pretty sure that's probably the stipulation inside his contract. He doesn't do anything disgraceful, the contract null and void or something. But he pretty much a straight-laced cat here. So to me, I don't see an end in sight. He wants to prove to everybody that he's right about Dennis Allen. And you're just wasting time, man. For real. You basically just prolonging the process. Look at Brandon Staley, man. Look.
Yeah, you must be just seeing it the way it's over when they gonna take the camera and watch your ass all the way out the stadium. he fixed his hat with like, this is the last time I can do this. And
right. He know it. And they got him walking about the stadium. They know what time it is. I don't even know what they said, but them showing it like that, I'm pretty sure they saying, man, it's a wrap. But the thing about it is, it's like, okay, the first year, I can tell you Brandon Staley's whole resume. The first year when he was the head coach, they was in games, but they couldn't close. Like they always, like the last minute, they always play those games, and that called them out the playoffs. Then, like the next year, you make it to the playoffs and you win a playoff game, but I mean, the team was pretty much up and down the whole entire time. And now this year, it's like the same thing. It's like, how many times do you have to see that this guy is not the answer in order for you to understand that? Like the franchise quarterback that you have, that is your most important asset, and if the coach can't get it out of him and y'all just mediocre, eventually you're going to have to make that move. And so it's unfortunate that it had to come to this. And this is bad. You know what I'm saying? The last look that a team has for you, is you getting, 63 points dropped on your head and you're a defensive-minded guy. It's not a good look, man. So he'll probably get another job, one of the coaching staff that he came from. Somebody will probably throw him an olive branch. He'll probably be on the staff as a coordinator somewhere. He got the complexion for the protection. You know what I'm saying? So he all right.
Hello.
He'll be all right.
Hello.
He'll be all right.
He had his hot seat, like his seat had to start after that loss to Jacksonville.
Man, that mug on that fuego right now. You know what I'm saying?
Habanero. They turned that damn stove on when that happened. I mean, there's no way you can have Lawrence throw you 3 interceptions. You got them up 21 points in a playoff game, and let that team roar back like that and beat you.
That man seat is on fuego. He might. I think the owner might be waiting outside. I mean, next to the locker room, waiting for that boy. Like he ain't even gonna let him. Like just go on ahead. Just want to let you know you're fired. No need to, waste no time here. It's over, man. If this dude comes
doing the talk, like we're gonna see y'all when y'all get back. But I just want to let you know if you leave the,
Brandon Staley is done.
Yeah,
that man is done. Oh wait.
Shoot. We appreciate the 51 again. That's still in here.
Yeah. Hey, man. I can't believe, like I said, man, we just been having like side conversations. People still here.
Definitely. I enjoyed it, man. Definitely hit that like. And yeah, man. Guess we'll start shutting it down. Game's over now. Ain't nothing else to talk about.
Right. Real. Even when the game was on, they must talk about.
Hell no.
That was a butt whooping right there. My goodness.
That's
man.
Embarrassing.
Can't come back from now. Bye, Brandon.
Man, that's the last thing you're gonna remember though as a head coach.
Right.
21-63.
Wow. Dang.
Well, again,
one night the Raiders were the best team in football, huh?
Right. Look at Antonio. Yeah, he giving everybody shaking hands. You don't even be playing. Just shake my hand.
Right. Done.
Man, shout out to Antonio Pierce, man.
I know, right? I know,
really
right?
hope
there's a feather in his cap.
I hope you don't get Steve Wilkes. That's all I'm gonna say. I hope somebody really do consider this guy and really listen to him, because I mean he got something like this on his resume.
Yep.
You need to find out what he possibly did. I mean, he got a rookie quarterback. A bunch of players that nobody wanted.
Yep.
You got Adams and Jacobs and what's his name, the defensive end. But who else they got?
Talking about the Raiders?
Yeah.
Are you talking about as far as talent? You got Max Crosby.
Yeah, so I couldn't think of his name. Yeah, Max Crosby.
Yeah, Max. Oh man, Max Crosby, the truth.
Yeah, monster. Yeah.
And then they got Tyree Wilson, a young rookie out of Texas Tech. Man, he's starting to come on too. So, man, if he can get it together, man, now you got pressure coming from both sides right there, and that's a dangerous combination right there. Then you got Diablo out there. Man, they got some talented guys, man. I think they still need to get. Still need to get better in the secondary. I still think they need some secondary help, but they got some promise, man. They got some promise. And I would like to see them give this guy a chance, and if they don't want to give him a chance, somebody else will. I don't think they want to, do it like, man, it was a couple of years ago, right? It was a couple of years back, and I want to say they fired Tom Cable or something like that. And it was an interim coach. I want to say it was
a special teams coach. I can't understand. Yeah.
I can't remember his name either, but they was winning football games, and everybody wanted this guy to be the head coach. But they end up, I want to say they end up hiring. I don't know if they end up hiring Dennis Allen or someone else. I can't remember who it was, but they end up hiring. I think they end up hiring somebody else, and it just didn't pan out. So I hope they get this guy opportunity, man. Look. I think Mark Davis gonna look at this game and be like, man, I think we made the right decision here. Because I think Antonio Pierce, man, he hungry. He wants the job, and I think he ain't gonna take it for granted. And I like to see, man. I mean, look, it's the Raiders we talking about here, man. You ain't won a Super Bowl and what, man? God knows how long. So,
just think about some of the players that's been with the Raiders for a long time. They ain't never seen nothing like this since they've been there. I mean, this is kind of it feel like, deja vu. We talked about this with Wilkes last year, and now we're here with Pierce, and he's showing up and showing out, and putting up wins that couldn't happen when you had a second time attempt with McDaniels, and it's just like this brother just give him a chance. Like I always hate the boy of the race, but it feels like being African American, it's like sometimes we need is a chance.
Yep.
Like I hate to put it that way, but for real, it really do be like that.
We the last one hired, the first one fired, for real. That's how they work, and they don't give them opportunities again. They didn't give Steve Wilson that opportunity, but Dennis Allen, old slaw behind, gets one. They didn't give Raheem Morris another opportunity.
Nope.
Like he been like coordinating all over, right? He good enough to be a coordinator, but ain't good enough to be a head coach. Eric Bieniemy still looking for a job, right? But you can clearly see Kansas City not the same offense without him, right? We talked about that, right? So all this stuff, like, man, I'm telling you, man, all these second chance coaches out here getting these second opportunities, man. Like the brother can't get an opportunity like this. I mean, look, some people may not want to hear this, but honestly, I don't care. It's a fact. Like you don't see African-American coaches who fizz out, one time get another opportunity. It's very rare that you see that. And I mean, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing at this point, man. I just would like for these guys to get more opportunities. Why is it that some of these other coaches, he was so young when he got his opportunity, but he matured, he grew. Like you get another opportunity, but the brother, he gets his first coaching stint, might have some up and downs, and probably justifiably needs to get let go. But if they prove themselves again, like go back out, become a coordinator, find success, they deserve to get a second opportunity at it. And, that's just something I just feel like just needs to be explored. It's like they be trying to find reasons not to hire the brother and finding every reason to try to hire, some of these other hotshot coaches that ain't never did nothing, quality control. And then all of a sudden, like they're assistant quarterback coach. And next thing you know, they the hottest free agent head coach out. Like, man, give me a freaking break. I would just like to see guys like Antonio Pierce, who just showed tonight, who has put up more points for the Raiders in the first half than any other team in history. Like, think about the rich history of the Raiders. John Madden, you know what I'm saying? Like, coaching the teams in the 70s. I mean, all those great players, Kenny Stabler, Casper. I mean, Fred Belendikoff. And this dude did something.
What's his name? He played them, Rich Gannon, and that offense they had with Tim Brown and all that.
Yeah, man, and nobody put up those type of points, man. So that gotta mean something, and I hope that Mark Davis takes that into consideration, man, when he making his coaching decision.
Yeah, it's funny everything you said. You literally basically talked about Raheem Morris. I think Raheem Morris, when he got a job with us, was 36, 37. He had a 10-win season, which up until we got BA, was the only 10-win season we had since our Super Bowl run. Never got an opportunity, you know, and I've been screaming to the high hills about that. And you know what's funny too? You know, Philadelphia's offensive coordinator, Brian Johnson, black.
Right.
And 2 people before him got a job. Guess what? We ain't gonna get a job.
Brian Johnson.
He ain't gonna get one. Watch.
And Deuce Staley. Deuce Staley too. I know Carolina had been kind of down, but he's been pretty good, man, on the coaching ranks, like behind the scenes. I know, you know what I'm saying, little struggles now, but you know, somebody that I feel like needs to get an opportunity too in the future. Like, and I don't feel bad about saying this, because here's the thing. They'll hire like some of these other cats, like basically off like 1 year production, right? You know what I'm saying? Probably young, 34 years old, pretty boy, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like look good with a suit on, you know what I'm saying? Like that's all they be caring about, man, just looking the part. And you know, you got all these brothers around here, you know what I'm saying, like that's doing good work. And my thing, this is my whole thing, DJ. We good enough to score y'all touchdowns and generate y'all millions upon millions of dollars for your organization throughout the years. But then when we decide to hang up the cleats and be on coaching staff, right? We can't get the opportunity to exercise what we learned on the field playing, trying to instill that into the next generation of players. Like we good enough to run fast, jump high, catch passes, set the quarterback, you know what I'm saying, intercept the quarterback. We good enough for that. But when it comes down to it, like when it's time for us to like hang it up and we feel like we have something to offer for life after football, we get the runaround. Mike, how fair is that, man? Like, get these guys opportunities.
Man, you talking, I mean, football is a microcosm of this world. And many of us just, that's what happens to us. I mean, you know, obviously we're going to life now, but that it's just what it is. I mean, the higher ups of organizations look the same, you know, because they make each other feel comfortable. It's not because they're smarter or can, you know, make more money or any, it's just they feel more comfortable with them. Not saying sometimes they don't have the credentials they deserve, but anyway, yeah, that's just what it is. I mean, that was why Mike made it very clear with that. I mean, when he went in there to talk to Tepper, it was something that an older, you know, white man that made Tepper feel comfortable. He's an offensive-minded guy and has had some success in the league. It felt like a no-brainer, you know, and that's what happened. And that's why Tepper felt like he got screwed and fired his ass mid-season because he didn't get what he thought he was getting. But the interview made him feel comfortable to hire somebody like that. And that's how it really goes with a lot of these coaches. And it just, you know, that's why Mike Tomlin is like a one-off situation that just like a brother going in there and just blowing somebody out their mind, Rooney, and, you know, getting the head coaching job at 36 years old. That you ain't going to find that too much.
Yeah, I mean, then on top of that, when it comes to Mike Tomlin, he's the outlier here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
not the standard.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, man, this is what a lot of these like white reporters and all that kind of stuff do, or people that don't want to acknowledge like the discrepancies when it comes to race. They'll point at Mike Tomlin. Well, look at Mike Tomlin. Look how long he's been there. Like, there's always going to be instances that you can have. And honestly, I feel like these instances are put in place, DJ, for people to make us feel like we don't have a gripe. Like, we understand that the balance is skewed here. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty obvious. Like, you can always have exceptions to the rule. That's just like, okay, if I had a bunch of like spikes in my yard, right? And people were running full speed and all of a sudden those spikes like stand up, right? And everybody basically gets pierced by this spike except for one person. And they'd be like, well, these spikes aren't dangerous. That person survived. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, there's always going to be exceptions to the rule here. So you can't just look at one particular person. And the fact that if you just using one person, that should tell you everything that you need to know right there. like there's a discrepancy going on. I just feel like if anybody does not want to acknowledge that, then they just love being delusional. And people ain't asking for no handout.
Hell no.
Look at the resume. Look at the, what I'm saying? Look at their resume. Look at the credibility that they bring to an organization. I think, like you said, I think it has a lot to do with comfortability. A lot of times when, I will say this, I'm not a huge fan of Deion Sanders as far as like some of the things that he's doing, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I still think he's not that good of a coach, but I will say this. It was one thing that he said in the press conference that made so much sense. He said, they don't want to see a black man like me up here talking the way that I'm talking with the confidence that I have. It scares them. And it's true. Like, it's a fear when it comes to like a dominant African-American man. I ain't saying for every white person out there, but for the most part, ones in positions like that, they fear that type of confidence. And when a guy walks into the room with his head held high, with the confidence of 1,000 men, you know what I'm saying? And they know what they're talking about, and they confident because they know what they're talking about. It scares them. It scares these owners. And I feel like you talk about people like Eric Bieniemy and all those kind of guys, like Eric Bieniemy's attitude.
Yeah.
Like, so what? You know what I'm saying? Like, the attitude generates results. I mean, this guy was responsible for helping the offense of the Kansas City Chiefs win 2 Super Bowls here. So that got to mean something. So, I mean, right. I don't know. Like, I just think I just want to see these guys get the opportunities they deserve.
Yeah. It's probably a feeling that they're going to feel like they're not in control no more if they start hiring. That's the only thing I can think of why they don't want to see more of us on there, even though I don't know why they would think it that way, but you go through so many different things to wonder why the opportunities aren't there. But the only thing that ever comes back when it comes to the history of us is they fear us. I mean, it's unfortunate that it is that way, but it always comes down and back to that. Is that like you talked about Deion, like it scares them to see a black, especially man, up there with that much confidence and swag and comfortability to be able to stand up and be proud.
Yeah.
That's one of the scariest things, we've always scared them in that way.
Yeah. Like they say, don't let my confidence affect your insecurities. Like they want you to be up there. I hate to say it. They want you to be up there like, I sure will. Showing all 32s, you know what I'm saying? Smiling all bright like you Louis Armstrong about to play the Kit Kat Club back in the 70s or the early 20s or something. You know what I'm saying? Like they want to see all your teeth, all the pearly whites. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, but you pass up on a lot of great opportunities because you up here using stereotypes and, you know what I'm saying, feeling like you're going to, like you say, get your team taken away from. Like, man, if a guy can help you win, if he can help you get to the next level,
that's it.
I often say, I don't care if you're black, white, blue, like Skeeter Valentine. But in this case, if a person can help you and they just so happen to be an African American and they might be the best person for that job, like I said, I'm not asking or lobbying for handouts here. I'm lobbying and asking for opportunities for individuals that deserve it. And like you said, Steve Wilkes, he deserved to be the head coach of Carolina. And I guarantee you, if he was the head coach, they wouldn't be looking like this. So there you go, man. Like I said, I mean, I don't understand it. Like you talk about Anthony Lynn. I ain't seen him since. Raheem Morris. I ain't seen him since. Like Brian Flores. Like now he on Minnesota staff and stuff like that. But
turned around that defense. Turned it around.
That defense. Playing like some world beaters. D'Amico Ryans. Look what he's doing out there for Houston. Get these guys opportunities, man. Get them opportunities.
That's what it really comes down to. It really just comes down to opportunity. If you're a good coach, you're a good coach. No matter what color your skin is. But It does matter when it's this one. So it continues to show us that, and it's unfortunate we got to talk about it, but again, it's the world we live in, and until hopefully we get to a place, I hope when our kids get older, they ain't gotta worry about that no more. And I really hope that is the case within 10, 15 years when they start hitting their adult life.
Right,
they ain't gonna be having to sit here, which they probably gonna still have to, but that's the hope that we have as parents. We just hope that, especially African American fathers, we don't want to continue to let them see the stuff that we had to endure. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. I mean, I just want to reach a time when I don't have to look on timelines or look at television shows when they're like the first black person to win this, or first black person to get selected for this. And, I just look for the day when it's just like such and such, won. And you look at their picture and they just so happen to be an African American.
Yeah, you don't think
you just don't think none of it. That's the thing that a lot of people don't really pay that much attention to. It's the fact that you acknowledging that this is the first time this happened to a person because they never gotten that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's been several other African Americans that probably had that same similar skill set, that probably was so talented, but got snubbed because of the color of their skin. And now we have to bring it to your attention to let you know that for this particular moment, in this particular instance, they put us in the room. They let us in the room. You know what I'm saying? And we show what we were made of when they put us in the room. So I'm just praying for the day where we get to a point where it's just, it's just a part of everyday life.
Yep.
You're not acknowledging the color. When somebody say, I really don't see color, they really don't see color. You know what I'm saying? So there we go. And hopefully we get to that point. Hopefully my son, who's 4 years old, can experience a different life and different treatment than, somebody that looked like us growing up as a kid, and some of the doors that shut in our face, probably thought, I was a white guy because my name is Timothy. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I came up in the room, like, just kind of changed their energy. So
I think I got my job because if it wasn't from COVID, I don't think I like, for real, because I interviewed
I'm so desperate I hire a black man. Nah, I got you, man. I got you.
Yeah, they heard me talk and they were like, then I walk in the office when COVID over. They're like, damn, you tall as hell. You a big one. Yeah, that beard and all. Like, oh wow, that's what you were.
Right.
Does the job get done? Do I get? Does any of that matter?
Yeah, I gotta say, I gotta give a shout out to my mom, because she definitely gave me a name where, well, if I tell you my middle name, then that probably throw it off. Jerome. So yeah, probably. If you say Timothy Jones, like, you don't know what I am, but you say Timothy Jerome. Okay, yeah, this is a brother right here.
My man, Jerome from Snowfall.
Jerome. Mom almost set me up. Like, they put that Jerome in there. Like, I don't know about that one. Next,
right? Like
Timothy Keith Jones. Here you go. There you
go. Oh boy, where are we going with
this? Timothy William Jones. You know what I'm saying? Like, they wouldn't know what I am then. Oh, he's named after Prince William, the Prince of Wales. Yeah, And so, yeah, but hey, man, but it's unfortunate that, we live in this type of society, though. But I mean, when you see things like this, like I said, what happened tonight when Antonio Pierce, man, that just shows you, like, give these guys an opportunity, they can knock it out the park.
Right. And I guarantee he just won, major points in that locker room. If they kind of were on the fence with him then, they love him now.
Mm-hmm.
Because the whole team's going to be talked about. Yeah. You saw that interception, man said, took it with the same hand and walked into the man.
Hey, that mug was so I ain't seen a player pick like that in so long. Oh my goodness. Like that gotta be like ESPN top 10. That gotta be number 1 tonight.
I'm about to say free top 10. That's number 1.
Like, it might be number 1 for the week.
He might need to get a defensive player of the month just because of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope they do the right thing. I mean, even if he fail, I mean, hey, he won't be the first one. But you gotta let something like that ride, because that locker room, I guarantee, gonna be on him. They're gonna.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is definitely a feather in his hat. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is definitely a feather in his cap here. And like I said, I think Mark Davis got some really some things to think about here, you know. But I don't know. Like I said, I say get a man an opportunity. So wait a minute, who said this?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at too. What?
Let me read it like I don't know. I don't even know what's his name. Prince of Mukamara here says y'all mindset set back.
Y'all's the mindset is set the back in the 1960s. Good Lord. Ain't nobody checking into nobody's skin these days. It's 2023.
You getting out of hand. Like, man, what are you living on a rock or something like that? Like, man, you gotta be smoking that stuff, man. You must be from Vegas. He must have heard us talking about Las Vegas. He stopped this. He must have went to Planet 13 out there. If you don't think people still looking at skin color in 2023, you out your freaking mind. But I'm pretty sure the only reason why he said that is he knew for a fact we probably was gonna click on it. So it's probably a person that just desperate for attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, start a podcast. Maybe somebody will listen to you, but probably not with comments and thoughts like that. You know, so don't your day job.
Hope you enjoyed your 5 minutes of fame, 10 seconds of fame, because you know that. I'm clicking that again, but yeah, if you I don't know if you did that for quick.
Yeah, he just wanted to get his Skip Bayless on right there. Like, there's no way in the world you believe some stupid stuff like that. But he got what he wanted. I mean, but you know,
congratulations.
Let's see. Dennis Green was a quality black head coach, but he never had a dominant defense to help his offense out to win the big game. I don't know now. Denny Green, I remember that game that gave us one of the greatest sound bites of all time against the Chicago Bears when he was coaching Arizona. And, you know, the old classic, the Bears were who we thought they were. We let them off the hook.
Yep.
The Bears had 6 turnovers in that game. Rex Grossman threw like 4 interceptions in that game, and they had like 2 fumbles. And they lost that game. So even though Denny Green, I did think that he was a decent coach. I mean, he did have like some of his head scratches. You know, I mean, and you had that Minnesota Vikings team that went 15-1 and lost to the Giants in the divisional round. You know, well, in the NFC Championship game, because I think the Saints end up playing that one lost Minnesota Vikings team in the second round. They end up getting waxed, and then the Giants waxed the Vikings the next week in the NFC Championship game. But yeah, I don't know. I think Denny Green was decent. May he rest in peace.
Dang, he did pass. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he been gone for a minute. Yeah. NFC South eyes entering week 15. Plus 160 for the Falcons, plus 185 for the Buccaneers, plus 200 for the Saints. So
that's crazy. Those odds are still like that, though.
Yeah, you got the Falcons better chance to win the division.
Actually, that's swapped now. I think the Saints had the best at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
And then Falcons, Panthers, and then Bucks.
Yeah, you know Tony Gonzalez about to say the Falcons. I say he better. He ain't gonna be able to go back to Atlanta no more. All right. Look, that's crazy they talking about that, and we just had a whole show.
Right. We just finished talking about that.
Yeah, I don't know. Defensive player of the year eyes. Okay, Michael Parsons. Yeah, he got the best chance. I think you got to put DeRon Bland up there, you know. I mean, come on, man. 5 picks.
Everything
5 pick sixes. I don't know, man. I think you got to give it to that guy, man. 5 pick sixes. Like you ain't never gonna see nothing like that probably for the next another 20 years.
True, but he be getting put in the blender sometimes though.
Oh yeah, I mean, but yeah, you got some up, like you gonna have some up and down, man. But that's pretty freaking impressive. Well, at least I think more than likely he probably gonna be an All-Pro. They'll probably give him that. AFC Conference champion odds. So Baltimore plus 200.
They did the same thing with Diggs.
Didn't
they do the same thing with Diggs? Made him an All-Pro. He was getting beat on double moves, but he was picking everybody up.
Yeah, he had the wide receiver hand. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I don't think he went All-Pro. He went because what Brandon Staley talk about, man? I know this man getting grilled.
I want to turn this up.
Hold on, I gotta turn this up, man. I don't know if anybody's still watching this on Amazon Prime video, but if you are, man, we watching the Brandon Staley press conference. So if you just tuned in, jumped on, we just looking at this press conference after this 63-21 beating.
Shellacking.
They got to get ready for Buffalo.
I believe they're busting their ass.
Did they seriously say that? You said they got to get ready for Buffalo? As in, like, not us, they?
Yeah.
I'll keep saying it. And right now, they're not performing. And so it comes down to this. You don't win, you don't get to keep your job. That's all there is to it. Brandon Staley, I love how he handles that.
Period.
Taking the blame. But at the same time, I don't anticipate him being here over these next couple weeks.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you guys have a say for that, Jeremy?
It's just a National Football League. Like, everybody's working hard. Like, what do you even say? I mean, everybody's working hard.
Man, Richard Sherman be keeping it 100, man.
You could potentially lose your
They got them on Saturday night next week. There ain't no way.
Yeah. And, those interviews.
Oh, shit, that's Christmas. I gotta make sure I get ready for that. Hey, happy holidays, everybody. I hope y'all did all y'all Christmas shopping.
Yeah, I still gotta do mine.
Yeah,
I'll get that done. I'll get that done eventually, man. I mean, man, with all this e-commerce they have out here, like you don't have to go out here rushing to no store no more. I mean, you got Amazon, you got Walmart, you got all these different places, man. I ain't trying to be throwing no elbows out here in these streets, man, for no TV and none of the stuff that I need, man. Like seriously, like that stuff over with. All these. You remember all them crazy Black Friday videos we used to look at because people fighting and running up in there like they running for the combine, trying to attack TVs. Like, man, them days over with, man. Like e-commerce is the way to go, in my opinion.
Now you're right.
You order it, come to my door.
Oh yeah, that's all that's happened. That's why we always had to. Whenever the boxes get here, we gotta take them right upstairs for the kids don't see them.
Right.
We got 1,000 boxes in my walk-on closet, or whatever. So we
Hey,
gotta go.
That's the hard thing for me though, because a lot of the things that I want to order on Amazon, right? And it's like my wife and I have the same Amazon account, so I can. What she wants is on Amazon, right? So I'm like, how can I navigate that? Like so. It's just I'm in a little bit of a pickle here.
Yeah, I don't even know I'm gonna get my wife. I know she ain't gonna see this far, so I'm already gonna.
Okay, you good?
Yeah. It might just be one of them situations where it's like, let's go together and find what you want. I'll know. Like,
hey, okay, you got man. I don't know. I'm pretty sure. Like my wife is like that too, but I'm the spontaneous one, right? Like she don't really like surprises like that. She like, okay, we gonna do this. Like she's like one of those individuals that like to have a map out plan, right? So she don't really like those surprises. I guess like if you say, I want to take you here or whatever, we gonna go here. She like to get Yelp reviews and all that kind of stuff right before we get here. So she don't like surprises like how you see like. Most women be like, oh, for me, like, nah. She like, let me know what's going on so I can adjust accordingly. So, I'll tell you how deep it is, DJ. So, it was one gift that I was looking at, you know what I'm saying? I was just doing some searching. It was a massage chair, right? So I'm like, man, I'm about to get my wife this massage chair. I knew she's gonna like it. So of course, like I said, we share the same Amazon account. So I get a phone call. She's like, were you thinking about giving me the massage chair? I'm like, I got quiet. I'm like, how you know? She's like, I don't think I like that. It's a little bit too bulky for me. I'm like, man, I'm like, man. But it's just stuff like that. Like she really not really into surprises like that. It's crazy, but you know, I'm gonna try to get her something I know that she would like. But like I said, it's just kind of hard to like kind of surprise her because she's not really into that type of stuff.
Well, it's kind of hard, especially these days, to do presents anyway, because you get so much stuff. I don't know. I think because everybody has like now flat screen TVs, phones,
right?
You get sneakers whenever you need them. You know, I don't know, like it just don't seem the same with getting gifts no more. I don't really know what it is. And maybe because it feels like, I don't know, now I have been a homeowner and, you know, whenever we need something, we get it. So now it's like, my wife's like, what do you want for Christmas? I'm like, I don't freaking know.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
I don't know. Like, I already bought myself like 4 pair of shoes from Nike. You know, I'm in the dad area now, so I gotta, you know, look for the discounts because my kids get the almost damn near $100 shoes. I get
right,
the $40 joints that still look good, but you know, you gotta catch them on clearance. Like,
right. Shoot, man, I don't. Man, I can't remember the last time I got shoes for top dollar like that. Like
I bought some Air Maxes a couple years ago for like $140. That was the last pair. That's not even that much. I used to pay almost $200 for my shoes, but
I mean, I don't know what happened, man. I used to like really be into J's, man. Like when they used to come out, bro. I'm talking about like putting it on the calendar. Shouts out to my boy Mike Walls, my college buddy. Like, man, we used to be like chop it up and talk. Like, man, we got them J's, man. Them J's about to come out. Y'all about to get them. And it's like now, man, I'm like, I'm wearing Puma, you know what I'm saying? Like going to shoe show, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't like really just trying to find like those $100-$200, you know what I'm saying, Jordans no more. And then most of the time, like honestly, I like to design my own joints, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the shoes that I wear is probably ones that I designed, put the little logo on, you know? So I'm not really into that, but I will admit, like my wife think I have a problem. Like I'm really big on getting like Paxton, like, you know what I'm saying, J's and stuff like that. And she just can't stand. She's like, why are you just buying him E4? He gonna run around, mess him up. I'm like, oh, them mugs look comfortable though.
Oh yeah, they mad comfortable.
Oh yeah, them mugs comfortable though. Yeah, but I mean, that's what I'm on though, man. Yeah, that's what I'm on, man. I'm on like comfortability, man. Like, give me some nice, like, you know what I'm saying, like soft heel shoes, you know what I'm saying, like soft insoles. I'm good. Like I'm like them Jordan days for me, man. I don't know. I think they over, but I gotta have my boy looking clean, man. I gotta have pack in some 6 rings or something, man. But for me, man, I'm good with the walking shoes.
Yeah, my son got them trays, them Jordans. And I got the 6 rings I bought for my daughter, the all black with the patent leather, whatever on them. And she won once, so he gonna get those when I think it's like one more size he got to go up and he can wear them. So he gonna wear them. Cause I bought my daughter I went crazy, you know, his first child, all that stuff. I bought her like all in the same size. I bought like 6 of them joints, like this 6 Jordans. Went crazy, and I was like, man, I don't know why I did that. She wore one of them. The other ones we just sent. So I think we freaking just gave us the good one, like still in the box, like type stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it has a lot to do with the fact of like your upbringing. Like my mom, like God bless her, man. Like shouts out to my mom, man. You know, my mom be like hella supportive. Like she be in the chat sometimes. Mm-hmm. She did what she could, man. But you know, we ain't grow up in the best conditions. You know what I'm saying? And when you have like, you know what I'm saying, 2 brothers and a sister, 4 of y'all close in age, you know what I'm saying? A lot of like hand-me-downs. Hey man, you got my shirt, man, you wearing my pants, you know what I'm saying? And it's very few things that you know you had as your own. And when you start to get older and stuff like that, man, you be, you know, getting into work and stuff, you just want your kids to have some of the things that you didn't. And I think, man, that's my driving force right there, to be honest with you, man. Like, I ain't like, when it comes to like the podcasting thing, broadcasting, I don't want to just make it because I want people to know my name and, you know, all that kind of stuff, like walk down the street, you know what I'm saying? Want everybody to want to take pictures. Man, I just want to be able to take care of my family. You know what I'm saying? To provide them with something I ain't never really have growing up as a kid. And you know what I'm saying? That's my driving force. So if I can, like, you know, put some nice Jordans on my son's feet, like, I take more pride in that than anything that I do, any congratulations, any big up TJ for any podcast outside venture I do, man. Being a father is top priority to me, and putting those shoes on my son's feet, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, he don't know that much about it. Like, he know what Jordans are now, you know what I'm saying? Like, he know, he's like, I'm gonna grab my Jordans, but it just means something to me, man, you know, to know that I'm working towards something that's valuable, you know what I'm saying? And something that can give my son a sense of pride, because he's gonna look back at the pictures, man, when he's a kid and see he was clean, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I take a lot of pride in it.
That's what's up. Yeah, same thing. You know, like I said, we're constantly buying shoes for my daughter. Obviously, you know, she don't really care about the designer, you know, but, you know, she still gets, you know, a lot of Nikes, and she got a couple Walmart shoes. We know she's gonna tear them up when she go outside. She got a couple of them, but she got about 10 pair of shoes. Like, she got a crazy amount. I mean, probably more than that. Now I think about it, my wife probably got some stashed away that I ain't even see yet. But yeah, like you said, I pour in as much as I can to my kids, my daughter. You know, right now, I coach her as much as I can. You know, my wife, she spends more of the time with the school right now. So obviously, my son gets a little older, it's gonna be the same thing.
Right.
But yeah, you gotta pour into these kids, man. It's real. Like, we already going to the dad pocket.
Yeah, man. I mean, you got to do that, and, you know, I apologize to everybody that thought they were gonna get some sports. You know, we pretty much, you know what I'm saying, talked about that. So be kind and rewind, like they used to say at Blockbuster Video. But
you already hit all that. We hit that.
But yeah, man. I mean, yeah, just watching my son grow is like so amazing to me, and like just seeing him learn every day, having conversations with him, trying to help him like navigate through like little things he has going on. You know, that stuff mean the world to me. Like, picking my son up from school every day, like, it's so like means so much to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I pick him up from school every single day. We take those rides home. You know, we get home, I give him a snack and stuff like that. We go outside. We do something called like 5 catches. You know, we get the football and he catches 5 passes, you know, and he looks forward to that type of stuff, man. Yeah. And I say, man, it just means the world to me just to be a dad. Like, that's being a husband and a father is 2 of the most important things to me. Like, you can take anything away from me, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. If I have my wife and my son, I'm cool. Like, because that is my like top priority for anything. You know what I'm saying? My schedule, my life, like, I adjust around them because they that important to me. So just watching my son grow and instilling a level of manhood inside of him, like that means a lot. Because I didn't have that. I had my grandfather, but I didn't have my biological dad. I didn't meet him till I was 23. So, you know, that comes with a chip of his own, you know what I'm saying, to live up to a certain level of expectation. And you know, that's what I try to do.
Hey, you're already on the right path. I mean, you know, I had my father, so I had the example, right? I knew what it looked like. I knew what it meant to stand 10 toes down, and, you know, always. That's why I never was much of a father. Like, I always had friends, but I've always moved on my own accord, like, because I always knew I had to be, because, you know, my grandfather, who was my father, you know, God rest both of them. You know, they both passed away. You know, he always tells me that the only people you can trust in this life is the money in your pocket and yourself. Like, that's just the only 2 things that's gonna stay true to you. So, you know, I never really totally got with that, but, you know, it always was. but it was still just the point, like, stay true to yourself and always trust yourself and your decision making over somebody else telling you what to do.
Right.
I mean, I always understood what he meant when he said that, because he old school. Like
right.
I'll never forget one time we were at Home Depot, and it was this guy in front of us, pants hanging off his butt and stuff like that. And my grandfather was like, shit, he must have been in jail, man. He's probably used to get butt effed. This dude turned around and said, what? My father grabbed him by the chest, like, listen, I know my father old. I understand that. I'm sitting there, my arms are clenched. I'm like, yo, we about to do this. Like, I already know what's about to happen. So, I'm like, what, like 15? He was like, I'm gonna let you know right now, if you do anything to my father, I'm apologizing. Well, first he said, I'm apologizing on his behalf. You're a little older, whatever the case may be. But if you even think about doing anything to my father, man, I'm gonna have to do something to you. And man was like, man, that junk wasn't right though. That wasn't right. But my father was like, well, I understand that, but you might have to continue on. I thought everybody to go down to Home Depot, but my grandfather here, he had no filter. So he just told like he thought, and it's just that's where I got that from. I definitely
like I said, I mentioned my grandfather. I mean, he was the father figure in my life growing up. He's a pastor, still is, and he's the epitome of what you want to be as a man. Like, every person respects my grandfather. Everybody in my family like values him. Like, my grandfather have a 3rd grade education, but he was an entrepreneur. Like, he was a contractor, worked on houses for over 50 years, and still doing a little work with my uncles, who took up the same trade. So I wasn't neglecting anything like that when it comes to like understanding manhood, understanding what it takes like to be a husband and putting your family first. Him and my grandmother been married for 60 years. So
that's a blessing.
I had a standard, you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as like something to look up to, knowing what like fatherhood looks like, knowing what, loving your family unconditionally look like, knowing what, the undisputed male role model looks like. I had that, you know what I'm saying? But I also had that chip and understanding that even though this is my grandfather and he's like a father to me, he wasn't my dad. So still had that chip on my shoulder, like to say that, I mean, we all seen that classic scene with Ben Vereen and Will Smith in the living room on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right?
Oh yeah.
And we all seen that, man. And as a man that kind of experienced that, yeah, I can understand like what Will was talking about. I'm gonna get married. I'm saying I'm gonna have a kid, and I'm saying I'm gonna be a father to him, and ain't nothing he can tell me about being there. Like, it hit different when you experience that and you have a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, now it's like the only thing I think about is just being the best father I can be for him, to be the best husband I can be for my wife Ashley. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I said, man, those are the top priorities for me. Like, you can strip everything else, like all the accolades, bro. Like, if I can just have them at the end of the day, that's the most important thing to me.
That's real. That's real. More of us need to have that same mindset, and I hope in the future it trends that way. And these kids that are coming up, everything comes in waves. Learn from the mistakes from our generation, the generation before us, and just find peace and harmony and learn how to deal with each other and live with each other. Because like I said, there ain't nothing easy about marriage. I'll tell you that much. God damn it. It's an everyday grind. I love my wife and my kids, but dang, they get on my nerves.
Hey, I mean, look, that goes without though. That goes without saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm pretty sure she can say the same thing.
Yes, she can.
But like, I wouldn't trade them for the world, bro. Like, I would not trade them for the world. Like, it's that real, and I said, it's that important. It's that important to me, But like I said, that goes without saying, dude.
Yeah, man, it's fun though. I mean, it's annoying fun, but it's a lot more fun than annoying. But people just take things way too critical and serious. Like, just enjoy each other. I mean, like I said, we live one life, and some of the things that people be mad about and upset about, man, get over it. You know, be mad for the night. You know, move on to the next day and get back to where you need to be. It's not as complicated as many people make it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's about learning from the mistakes, but also being able to step up, you know what I'm saying, in certain situations too. You know, like I just can't fathom that. Like, seriously, I cannot fathom how a guy can just walk away from something that they know that's theirs. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody, a woman, like, you know, for a fact. I can remember one time. I can remember one time, man, I went out of town, and it was like the first time I was away from Paxton and my wife. And I was like, man, it just felt like something was missing. Like, normally, like, we go out of town, it's like just us. But it was like with them, and it's like, man, I was like calling them and stuff like that. And my wife was like, yeah, we good. You know what I'm saying? But it's like a part of you is missing. Like, so I can't understand how somebody can just like walk away from something, you know what I'm saying, like that. Like, okay, people grow apart, and I can understand like the relationship aspect, but a child, like I just can't, I can't roll with that. I don't understand. Like, I get it, you know what I'm saying. There's outside entities. They really have people out here that make it hard for, you know, black men, you know what I'm saying, men in general, to see their kids and all that kind of stuff. But for those individuals that just walk away cold turkey, like, man, yeah, I can't. I can't fathom that. Like, I can't for the life of me. Like, even if I was like that, like, I would just like, man, that would just blow my mind.
No, you're right. I mean, but that also speaks to you would never invest in the first place, and that's that wheel that just keeps on going in circles that some people can't break. Yeah, it's unfortunate, and like you said, I don't know, because you definitely hit home when you said, like, when I went home to Jersey with my mom a couple months ago, and it was cool the first day, but the second day and the third day, I was like, I gotta get back home. Like, you know, it just didn't feel right, and it was just like, man, and you know, like, first day I didn't really call like that. Like, yeah, call me, you know, we were just joking around, whatever case may be. But after that, I didn't tell her, but I was like, yeah, I was ready to come back and see my family, like my kids, and my wife. It do feel like you're missing something. It really do.
Right. I mean, that's, man, when I say it like this, man, you know, when you're in your 20s and all that kind of stuff, man, you know, being out here in these streets, hitting the club up, you know what I'm saying, like looking at your phones, getting multiple numbers, you know what I'm saying, you can basically choose who you want, talk to, or whatever. Like, that stuff, you know, cool and all that kind of when you're young. But when you start getting older and you still got that mind frame, man, I look at you a little different. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, I would think something wrong with the people that I'm close to as well, like my friends, you know, like my close friends, my college buddies, right? We got a little group chat going. But you know, the best thing about that is, like, we've had this group chat so long, we can, like, I can literally go back in the Rolodex and just see the history of growth that we've had from the conversations that we had. Like, before I like met my wife, before my homeboys had their children, we all had children. And now it's like, not all of us have kids. You know what I'm saying? One of my best friends, he's having his first child pretty soon. And it's like the conversation just changed. And I'm like, man, we growing. I would feel funny, like, if I was to have these conversations, these dudes still talking like we was in the dorm room back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, it's just a level of maturity I feel like you need to have, and certain priorities need to change, especially like when you got kids. Like, when you start having kids, man, that's when you find something like kind of bigger than yourself. And if you don't feel like that after looking at your child's eyes or spending time with your child, like, something is wrong there. Like, your priorities got to change as you grow. You know what I'm saying? And you start to get serious. At least you should. Like, but we see like older cats like our age and stuff like that be on like social media and stuff like that, or you trying to act like they still 20 years old. Like, that's sad, dog, in my opinion. Like, it's sad. Like, You should be like aspiring to trying to, even if you don't want to get married or something, but you should have this level of maturity where you don't have to like feel like you got to be out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's good to go out and that's cool, but that shouldn't be like your top priority. Like, it shouldn't be your top priority at all. So, hey.
Nah, that's all facts. I mean, like you said, we had kids closer to our 30s, which definitely hits different than I think people that had kids in their 20s. Because, let's be honest, a lot of them, mommies and daddies were still helping them take care. And, basically they weren't really on their own. Like, when you have kids in your 30s and you're trying to get your life together and you're making the responsible decisions, and there ain't no dropping, you from, Alabama, New Orleans area and stuff like that. So I'm from Jersey, and we don't have the immediate family here to just drop your kids off and just go out and chill. You know what I'm saying? You don't really got that opportunity like that. Like,
oh yeah, no, absolutely not, man. I can't remember last time. Like, I'm just being serious, man. Like, we chopping it up, and the people that's watching this right now, man, they like family to me. Like,
yeah,
I put it like this, man. I can't remember last time I just like been out on a date, because it's like every time we go out, we gotta bring packs. It's just it's the three of us, right? We're a partnership. If like before, man, I mean, you text me earlier today, you know what I'm saying, about the whole podcasting thing. I said I had to like see what my wife was doing, right? Because if she didn't, be in here, then we'll have like, I have to worry about Paxton. And now he's at the age where, he's exploring. Like, and if I turn my back too long, then, you know what I'm saying, like, water gonna start rushing down the hallway, you know what I'm saying, because he done put something in the toilet, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta, I those days where he was so small, I could just leave him at a certain point, or, you know what I'm saying, know where he was and stuff like that. I know he's still gonna be there. But now it's not like that anymore. But my whole point is, like, I can't remember last time like me and my wife did anything, but that's because you have responsibilities and priorities. You know what I'm saying? Like, and my responsibilities, our responsibilities is to our son. And sometimes it's not fair. And also, to touch on one of your points where you talked about us having our kids in our 30s, that's true. And a lot of people having their kids young. I think that's probably would explain why you see more older people like still out there in these streets, because they feel like at that particular time they didn't have their childhood. Like, if you have your kid like you're around 17, 18 years old, well, guess what? I mean, if you're a parent, even though you say, you have your grandparents, all them people watching them, but if you had any level of responsibility, you couldn't do those things, right? Because let's just say, for example, if you don't have that person that can just watch your kids constantly, watch it sometime, but they ain't gonna just let you have it. You basically, your entire youth has been taken away from you. You know what I'm saying? So when you like around our age, like, let's just say, for example, if you had your kid when you was 18 and you 38, now your kid 20. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like you know what I'm saying, you raise your kid, now you out here in these streets. Now you trying to catch up with what you were supposed to be doing from 20, you know what I'm saying, to about 30 or 20 to 32 or whatever. So now you out here 50 years old, you know what I'm saying, 50 years old, talking about you trying to find a one. But you spent your entire 40s like out here trying to act like you young. So a lot of that stuff is because they feel like their youth was taken away from them. And so that's probably why you have a lot of like older people that have that kind of young mind frame, because they never really had that childhood.
And they also never had to really go all the way grow up. I mean, let's keep it a buck. They never had to.
Right.
I mean, that also, when you start having kids in your 30s, and again, like you said, we are fortunate, my mother-in-law and they'll come down from Detroit, when we want to, we went on a cruise a couple months ago, they came down for that. Right. Like you said, that was the first trip we took since my daughter was born, like together with no kids. Like,
right.
That's like 6 years now. So, I mean, when I told people that, they're like, I gotta still date. I mean, you can't. I mean, like I said, we might go out once in a while. Like, my mom lives, about an hour away. So, sometimes we'll be able to get her to come down here, or, somebody, but that's far and in between. We can't, we don't do it a lot because one, I don't want to go up there and go get her, and then two, it's just not something that we do a lot. We just like you said, we got kids, and that's where a lot of our time and effort and money and everything. That's where everything go right now. So what it is.
Yeah, I mean, when you got priorities like that, like you don't just be thinking about, I won't go here, I won't go there. Kind of live in a moment, and that's something we have to be careful with as well, man. Because sometimes, like, you can just kind of get caught in the life, and it's not any fault of anybody's, but you tend to like, some of the like certain moments that you have to have, man. You got to make sure that you cherish those, and make sure that you try to make, moments, like even if it's something like where you can't go out, like, I don't know, a text message or like some, random flowers or something like that. Cause I mean, that's something that my lady, shouts out to Miss CJ. She was a radio personality. She retired a couple of years ago. And I remember like when I first married my wife, and she was like, Paxton was, of course, Paxton was born. And she said, don't neglect her. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget about her. She's like, you're a good father. She's like, but don't forget about your wife. And sometimes, what I'm saying, like, you can do that sometimes, and I don't think like it'll matter because they're kind of going through it as well. But you also want to acknowledge the woman in your life as well. You know what I'm saying? You want to acknowledge them in certain ways, even if it's not like I said, going out and stuff like that, if the opportunity don't present itself. So, man, that can be tough too, man, because everybody kind of going through the motions and stuff, and you just got to kind of figure out like how to keep that love and that support and all that kind of stuff alive. Like you got to make sure that you remember those things.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying, but how can I put this? We're all different, and I guess I'll start with that. Right? It's not everybody has learned how to love the same. When I say that, some people.
Oh yeah.
You got those different, what do they call them, like love languages and stuff like that. And I'm not really big in zodiacs and all that stuff, but like, some of us, we show our love by our actions and the things we do, and the countless times that we just try to do things for you, and some of us, you got to continuously tell each other like, oh, you're doing great, or I love you and stuff like that. Like, I know for a fact my mom didn't tell me she loved me until I was an adult, after my father passed. You know what I'm saying? So like, I always knew it because my parents, I played baseball, basketball, and football, so they ain't never missed an event. They always been there for me whenever I needed something. I got in trouble at school, who's the first ones there, making sure they knew I didn't do anything wrong. They made sure they were always have my back.
Right.
So I always was loved, but it might have never came out as, oh, I love you. Like I can't think of a time they were never not there. And even when I decided to not come home for a day because I thought I was grown at 17 and I was still in high school, and my father whooped my ass in the front yard, it was probably one of the worst pains I ever felt in my life. He came in my room after I'm sitting there in the bed. I thought he was coming back up for round 2. He was crying. My father came in my room pouring tears in his eyes. I'm like, yo, and actually it hurt me more than the ass when I took outside. And it's just like I said, and that's the way I learned. And I know my wife, she knows I love her, but I'm not somebody that I'm kind of hardened. I always tell people that I'm kind of hardened. Like, I'm not, being from Jersey, from whatever. I've experienced a lot of stuff in my life, right? And it's just, I pour so much into my family, when it comes to trying to be there. Every event for my daughter, I'm there. We live in a majority, white town and everything like that. And representation is very important. And I just try to be there. Same thing with my son, his daycare is damn near the same thing. They see me all the time, being a Black father. And, I coach her playing soccer and softball. be in that as well. Any event she got going on, hell, even if they need volunteers in the class, I'm in there folding papers. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't always say it, and I know my wife, I get on her nerves with that sometimes. Like I said, we're talking about it, might as well talk about it. But she knows for a fact that she's like, I know you love the hell out of us. You do everything in your power. And, it's very clear. I'm outside doing the housework. I come back inside, make a meal for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Still get everything together, then I go relax. Like, she knows that, I try my hardest to do that. But she just tells me all the time, she just wish I say it more often. And I told her, like, it's just hard for me to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I watch a lot of people that say, I love you and don't mean it. You know what I'm saying? I watch people get off the phone. Last thing they say on the phone is I love you. But when they get off that phone, they talking mad ish about that person on the phone. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so words mean nothing to me. It's your actions. And, it took her a while to kind of get where I'm coming from with that, even though I still feel like I can do better. But, it's not always what you say is what you do. And that, everything you talked about, what you do is what is really going to matter. Like you said, even with Paxton, he's going to remember what you did, not what you said.
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of different, man. I mean, I came from a household where, people like expressed themselves and they showed and said that, you loved each other. Like we left the house, we said, I love you every day. We used to write cards and stuff like that to each other. And I think it had a lot to do with the fact that I feel like, I'm pretty comfortable in the career path that I'm in because I'm able to in different ways. I think I owe that to my upbringing. And, I do think, what I'm saying, like, I love pretty hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love my family. I tell them that, I don't feel like, I don't feel uncomfortable, like, expressing myself or being vulnerable. I think sometimes as men, what I'm saying, like we have like this tendency of feeling like we got to be hard all the time. Don't like show any type of emotion or anything like that. Like I'm just not like that. You know what I'm saying? Like if something like is, makes me feel like a certain type of way, I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think that a role of a man is defined by, looking stone face in certain emotional moments. You know what I'm saying? Like being there for your family, caring about the people that you love. Like that's what like I feel like true manhood is all about. It's not about, like just trying to look the part. Like it's okay to be emotional, it's okay to be sad, it's okay to like express yourself, it's okay to show love. I don't care, like I ain't want to like man, if my son like jumping around and looking silly or something like that, we out in the streets, I do it with him. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care about how I look in front of people. You know what I'm saying? But that makes him feel like funny or silly at the time, or makes him feel comfortable about expressing himself, and I'm cool with it, man. Like that kind of stuff right there. I feel like that's what true manhood is all about. Like I feel like you basically kind of faking a funk if you basically are looking at other people to tell you what true manhood actually is, because we're all different. Like we're not the same. And I don't think manhood is just wrapped up in just looking tough. You know what I'm saying? Not showing any emotion, not telling your family that you care about them and stuff like that, or not expressing it in certain ways, like, busting your tail, working hard, knowing that, hey man, if I got 2 pieces of chicken up in this thing, you know what I'm saying? Like one for you. Let me see what's up in the refrigerator or something. I can eat something else. Mm-hmm. That's what, I'm saying? That's what I feel like true manhood is about. And if you know what I'm saying, if you ain't doing it like that, then I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you shouldn't, like, I feel like you should never be afraid to tell the people that you love them. And you should never be afraid to show them either, Like, yeah. Don't fake the funk. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got to be an open book. I mean, you can't hold things in. So something I don't even think you even know. I when I was 21 years old, I had a stroke. Right, so I lost all power to the left side of my body, and I had to go through physical therapy and all that different therapies to get that back. And I had 2 blood clots in my brain. And one was active, one was inactive, which the active one obviously caused the stroke. And I kept so much inside of me, and I just kind of put my head down and just, because as my father passed, I had my mom with the house, and I had a sister, and I had an older sister that had like 5 kids at the time. I'm working 2 jobs, going to school all at the same time. Right. And I never let my emotions out or nothing like that. And they just think stress got to me, and boom, there you go. So ever since that time, I've always expressed myself. I always was very open with things that maybe people didn't even feel comfortable talking about. I would tell you everything about myself just because I don't want to keep none of that stuff in. And that's just how it always been. And I'm with the same thing with my wife most time, and everything that's on my mind, or if I feel some type of way, she hears it. And sometimes it don't come over to where she wants to hear it, but sometimes you got to hear it that way. Right. But it's just always been transparent. I think that's what she loves about me the most, is that she knows that there's some men stuff that you just never gonna get. Like, she knows that. But like, when it comes to a lot of things in life, that I have no problem saying it, or I think I breathe confidence into her of how transparent I am and how much I show sometimes vulnerability with some of the things I am. Like I said, I'm a 6'6". Right. I'm a 6'6". What am I, about 305 man right now? You know what I'm saying? I'm a big dude. Like, and for me to be able to do that, you know what I'm saying? And I just think that, just like you said, that just makes people around me feel more comfortable and be more comfortable. My daughter she's a bright light. Like, every room she walks in, they feel her, and they know that comes from me, because I'm an open book, and she's the same way. And and everybody loves her because she just has that energy. I don't know how to explain. Like, she just, everywhere she goes, and that's my baby girl, man. And I love it. Yeah, about to give me a
hey, man, it get emotional when you start talking about them kids, man. For real.
Yeah, I got you all the time, but man, I love that little girl, man. She man, like, because she is like a microcosm of myself, and she got the emotions of her mother, but she got like the attitude and the fire and the, everything of me, and it makes me smile. And I try to be hard sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, but like, but yeah, that little girl is definitely me, and I'm really interested to see how my son, because my son already showing things, but my daughter is definitely like the girl version of myself, definitely with a little more emotional, definitely, which is good.
I mean, like, shoot, I look at my son, I mean, pretty obvious, like looking at yourself. Like, everybody tell me, like, you look just like you, but it's like, I don't know, man, when you see something like that, just, I don't know, that just loves you like unconditionally. Like, that's what, like, that's when you, like, honestly, that's true love looking at you in the face, like, straight up. Like, that, like, there's a lot of things in life, like, you may not know, but one thing I know for sure, like, that, what I'm saying, when my son look at me, like, and that's what I like for men to understand. Like, I know they got like Marvel heroes, DC heroes, and all that kind of stuff, but your son and your daughter's first hero is their dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, you supposed to be their first hero. Like, when something wrong, or they get scared, or what I'm saying, they need something, like, they ask for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have any superpowers. You can't leap tall buildings in a single bound. You ain't, you know what I'm saying, faster than a locomotive, but to them you are. And like, man, that means so much to me, like, to instill like a level of respect, love, manhood inside my son. You know what I'm saying? And that's like I said, man, that's, bro, that means so much to me. Like I said, when you see him and you look at him, like, you see love. Like, a lot of people question love. Sometimes love can be, extinguished through time, but it's like the love that you have for your kids. Like, I don't care what they do. It's like, it'll never go away. Like, you just love them with everything that you have. Like, even when they make you mad, they do something like, why do you do that? Still, it's like when they say I'm sorry, it just still do something to you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, make you say, okay, we'll get it right next time. But that's true love right there. That, like, I don't think I really understand what true love was until my son was born. Like my wife, you know what I'm saying? I think as far as my wife, I love her and stuff. And I think she, I don't say think. I know she loves me. But it's just like that's the type of love like that's real. Because it's like it opens up doors within your heart and within yourself you didn't even know existed. Because I'm the last of my brothers and sisters who had children, right? And I used to hear them talking about their kids and some of the things that they do. And I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love their kids and stuff like that. Of course, you know what I'm saying? I'm their uncle. But it was until like I really had like passion, I understood that love that will just make you just go outside the realm of possibilities if you needed to in order to like do anything for them. And so that's you know what I'm saying? That's when you like I feel like I found out what like that true love was, because it opens up parts of you that you ain't even know existed, man.
Nah, that's real. Nah, it really is. Like I said, my sister, she got 7 kids, so I always say practice with my nephews and my niece, whatever. And but yeah, when you have your own, and I was joking with somebody I think earlier today, and I said, yeah, I gotta get home to my kids, and I started laughing like, damn, I got kids. You know what I'm saying? I got kids. It's just like I would have never thought, and it's just like you say, like my daughter, she get on my nerve. Like, I'll tell you right now, that girl get on my nerve. But it's hilarious because like she'll get mad or something like that at daddy because I ain't do something or whatever. And how fast they turn around that anger to like smiling, happy, and just being right back on you. It's just like, yeah, it's just that's what love is. Like you should, they always say don't go to bed mad at your significant other. That's bullshit. Because I went to bed all the time. I went to bed plenty of time with getting on my nerves. I tell you what, when I wake up that next morning, no, everything is gone. Everything is gone when it comes to the anger. It was just like whatever frustration or anger, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And we just right back. And, everything is fine. And, that's just the way we handle it, and it's we know we care because at the end of the day, we still here for each other. You're going to get on my nerves. Like we've been together for now, what? Almost 10 years now. We've been together almost 10 years at this point. So if you ain't getting on each other's nerves and but like you said, you can't let it just continue on, I guess, past, in my opinion, a day. Like if you wake up still mad the next day, there's something wrong, really wrong that you gotta really talk about.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. Like so I be getting aggravated. I just wake up and it's just a great day now. It's just blessed to wake up another day and see them and it's good. So but that's love.
Hey,
like that, love is that you can't explain love. That's really what love is, though. Like it really is.
Yeah. I mean, like I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Me neither.
Hey man, but we honestly could talk about this all night, man. We gotta go ahead and wrap it up, man. I gotta get up in a couple hours. Paxton, fortunately has a half a day tomorrow, man. So he ain't gonna be at school too long, man, because they about to be out for this Christmas break. But yeah, man. But I appreciate everybody that stuck around for this. A lot of people seem like they're enjoying the conversation, man. So shouts out to y'all in the chat. Really do appreciate y'all for chiming in for both podcasts.
Yep. Grown man podcast, as we're gonna call that part. That's all that is. This is my job right here. I'm gonna log into this tomorrow morning, so all I gotta do is roll over and get on it. So
yeah, man. I mean, we got radio station responsibilities, but I'm on vacation next week. Vacation from the radio station, man. So
I'm off until New Year's. After 22nd.
Yeah, man. I need some time off, and then on top of that, it make you take your vacations like before a certain time. So this was actually the last week. Man, I had maybe 3 weeks of vacation, man, because I really don't go too many places. And as when you get over a 5-year span at the radio station, you get a month total of vacation that you can just take over time. Yeah, so I only took 1 week of it, so I lost 2 weeks.
Damn.
Yeah, so
shoot, that thing ain't going nowhere. Who? Oh, when Jamie Foxx had that little stroke, and they talked about how they continued the movie or whatever the case may be when he had that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, that job gonna continue. Like I carry over a week of PTO every year, so just in case something happened to my kids. So I wish I have that buffer room. So
we ain't got no CGI. You know what I'm saying? Like shoot, like they can get Dombalingers and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Dondelingers. Like, ain't that what it's? Yeah, Dondelingers, yo. They can get that. Like, we can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't got that type of sophistication over here. You know what I'm saying? Once we shut down, shoot, a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, gonna feel the effects of it. So you gotta, gotta take care of ourselves, keep ourselves like, in good spirits. And stuff like this is therapeutic, man. I don't know, like, I don't think anything was a coincidence. I think that the show kind of went in this direction because somebody need to hear this stuff. So hopefully somebody out there that's listening right now
talking about right now. So it was a great stream, man. I appreciate that, man. This is this is how me and TJ first connected to get to like. There's something about this guy I got to get to know more. Like we like out of nowhere, not knowing each other, started talking about stuff like this. Like,
yeah, I mean, honestly, man, what they got is basically when the podcast go off, because this is honestly how we talk. Like when we hit the end button. So yeah, man. So y'all kind of getting a glimpse of it. But I mean, it's not a facade, man. It's really just us, you know what I'm saying, talking about it. And I think a lot of people, kind of go through these things. And I seen somebody, seem like they still looking for somebody, man. They got somebody out there, man. Like, I know I ain't been out in these streets in a minute, man, but I know they got some good women out here, man, and they got some good guys out here. I just think that I think with the power of social media now, it's like it brings what people don't understand is about social media, right? Social media creates a world for you, right? If you like a certain thing, if you are into like certain topics, social media is designed to create a world that makes you comfortable, and sometimes, like, when you're looking inside that world, you feel like that's the only world that's out there. But you have to branch out and see that there's other worlds and other realms out here, you know what I'm saying, that's completely different. And you see like these different instances where, girls don't want to, eat at the Cheesecake Factory, or, they don't want dudes to bring them flowers, or they want to just be showered with a whole bunch of money. And that kind of stuff, like, it basically drowns out the individuals that ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? And you might get like a clouded judgment thinking that everybody's like that. But there are people out there that want the same things, want to be loved, want to be supported, want to support you. But it's just a matter of looking at it. Like, that's why people got to sometimes, man, you got to sometimes deplug from this thing called social media. Because sometimes, like, you can become the troll or the bot that you thinking, you know what I'm saying, going back and forth with you. And sometimes you gotta like deplug, you know what I'm saying, like, and go out here and see the world for what it is. And you'll actually see, man, a lot of the things that you're seeing on social media ain't what the world all about. So, man, don't let these like females or these guys that y'all see out here like online and just trying to get clicks and likes to validate themselves. Don't make that as if that's life. It's not. It's not, man. So
he hit everything on the head with that. And just, I guess, advice is something you like, go do it. Like, if you into, I don't know, let's say basketball, go to basketball. I mean, all right, let's go less sports. Maybe like you like drawing or something like that. Go find an area or a group that draw. You're gonna end up probably being around people that's gonna be like-minded like you now. Now you're in a smaller group where you're gonna start hanging out with more people like-minded like that. And you know what I'm saying? Like, one of my real cool friends that lives in this area now, it's different. I mean, our daughters are the same age, and we met due to them. And now he's one of the closest people I know right now. I mean, and we got to get to know each other. And it just happens, like I said, our kids are really close, but it don't always happen that way. I understand that. But like, you just don't know where that can come from, like that type of partnership or friendship or something like that.
Right.
and don't be afraid to get to know somebody. Like I said, I would have never if I was like I hate to let my wife in it, like my wife, like I'm kind of like not wanting to just talk or just like have conversations with people. I never met this person. Like I said, that was the person I went on that cruise with. Like, I got a bunch of friends, stuff like that. I told them about things. They're like, oh, yeah, I'm cool. Guess who's going with me? Somebody,
just
I met through my daughter. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, now
not that long ago. Yeah.
Now. Like, yeah, he called me during the podcast. He probably hit me like, what you doing? He's the 49er fan I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, it's just, I don't know. Just like I said, have an open mind and just enjoy life and people in life, because there are a lot of good people in this life that I don't know how to put it. We don't get to know because we think everybody is, like you said, that bubble that you live in.
Yeah. Everybody is the same. We've like I said, we've grown accustomed to watching social media, and we made social media our reality. We don't even live life anymore. Like most of the time, man, we living for the next tweet that somebody gonna say about us, or
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying, like the next thing that come out. Like, man, just stop and smell the roses sometimes. Like I said, and have an appreciation for it, man. Like, and understand, like, they got people out here that want the same things you want, and they looking the same way. They looking for you, and you looking for them. I don't like, man. I don't pay no attention to that social media stuff. Like, when I be seeing like, females and stuff like that, like just taking pictures trying to get guys' attention, or guys trying to do stuff to get girls' attention, like all that stuff right there, just for them trying to get validation, or them trying to feed their ego. You comment on a picture or comment on a video, trying to hype themselves up. But like I said, if you don't be careful, you'll think that's life, but it's not. Like anybody, what I'm saying, they got people out here that are good people. It's just a matter of like finding that person.
And that's the words of wisdom of TJ Joe, baby.
Hey man, I think we all dropped some gems tonight, man. And shouts out to, once again, everybody in the chat. Shouts out to you, DJ. Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, always, man. All right, we're gonna shut it down for real. Everybody have a good night. Happy holidays. Might do one more before Christmas, but make sure you get your shopping done. If you can't get it done, it's okay, man. They still gonna love you at the end of the day, man. All right, y'all. Like always, we out of here. Peace.